of the maker's flame. There's a man named Jerry, a legend in name. With 3D HP, he builds a place where creators unite and ideas embrace. Master of craft, with tools in hand, CNC dreams and lasers command. He brings the sparks, the world's his stage, turning raw materials into what's new age. Through every layer, every carve and line, Jerry's vision is a grand design. With passion and purpose, he sets the tone, a symphony of makers never alone. Oh, Jerry light the way, bringing makers together every day. With 3D prints, lasers, and CNC, you show the world what we're meant to be. In the hum of machines, his vision's alive, a meeting of minds where ideas thrive. The engraver sparks, the printers sing, each cut and carve a creative spring. He lifts us higher, gives us a stage, a maker's world bound by no cage. From concept to life, he builds the dream, a bridge of creation, a flowing stream. Through every layer, every carve and line, Jerry's vision is a grand design. With passion and purpose, he sets the tone, a symphony of makers never alone. Oh, Jerry light the way, bringing makers together every day. With 3D prints, lasers, and CNC, you show the world what we're meant to be. Every spark tells a story, every groove a trace of the endless potential in this maker space. Through trials and errors, through joy and pain, Jerry's light guides us through the rain. Oh, Jerry light the way, bringing makers together every day. With 3D prints, lasers, and CNC, you show the world what we're meant to be. So here's to Jerry and his grand design, a vision of makers forever entwined. Through every print, every laser's gleam, you've made the world a maker's dream. Tuning in, the screen lights up. Real talk, no filters, no fuss. Makers meet on a digital stage. Projects born where passions rage. Jerry hosts the wildest ride. Creativity you can't hide. Talking shop on a Saturday noon. Idea shared, gonna blow up soon. Live on YouTube, live on Twitch. 3D HP's got the edge to bring our minds together here. In this space we persevere. Machines hum, ideas pop. No limit, we don't stop. Filaments melt into dreams, innovation bursting at the seams. From the mind to reality, every project a new spree.
Oh no. Okay, took me a minute to figure that out. What is going on, everybody? How are you doing today? My name is Jerry. You're watching 3D HP, And we have lots of makers that are going to be popping in today. They're going to be in chat. They're going to be on screen. We talk about 3D printing every week. We talk about lasers. We talk about cookies. We talk about, CNCs, painting, a little bit of anything and everything. And yeah, I downloaded that intro and I taped it with OBS Studio. I've done some editing. I added a song that Zach made, one I made. I threw some different stuff in there. So I hope you guys liked it. And without further ado, let's get going. Let's see who we got here. Hey, Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, everyone. How are you all?
Hey, Kenny.
All praise the mighty Jerry.
Zach, what's up, man?
The mighty Jerry.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Greg? What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Betty Boop, what is going on? Kenneth Davis, Guy the Jedi, Sergio, Cosbrex, Jeff Benedict, what's going on? Let's see. Big Bad Joe, hello. Hello, Jose. Yeah, but now that I do it this way and I run the video, I can show comments on screen while I'm running it. With the way I was doing it before, I didn't have any control. So anyway, I hope everybody's had a great week. Hope you're having a great weekend, and hope it's not too cold where you're at. Hope you don't have much snow on the ground
Yet.
Tim Talon, hello. Tony Wright, Kaggle.
Oh man, there's so much chain mail.
Old Gamer Dad, hello. Dave from 3D and T Printing might be here later. He had an emergency at work. He had to run in, but he might pop in later. Hope everybody's been doing good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doing all right. Finished
I've
one of
been-
my projects.
Ooh.
Yeah, Matt's got something really cool here to show.
Alexa, turn off light.
Did you mean TV?
Alexa, stop.
Alright.
Love it.
I'm gonna be focused.
That's cool. That is beautiful.
A light box book. Looks really cool.
Here's the back page. It comes out very
Man.
nice in person. And also the top I can remove. So I got some LED lights in it. And just clicks on it. I can hold it in an angle, but not upside down.
Very cool.
Thank
That's
you.
Beautiful piece. I love it. Absolutely.
Jerry,
Yes,
wake
you
up.
turned
What
it
I missed?
also.
So,
Jerry, wake
have
up.
you have any fun projects, Jerry, that you've been working on?
No. Ever since before Christmas, when I done some work on my CNC, I have been brain dead. I can't figure out what I want to work on. I haven't made any content on any of my socials, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. But I need to do a bunch of
Okay.
laser work. Need to do some more coins with the fiber laser, and with my CO2 gantry laser, I'm just having a brain fart, I guess you'd say, and I can't figure out what I want to do. So I've been working on my wife's car. I need to sell it. I need to get it running, and I replaced everything I can possibly replace. I'm waiting on a socket to come tomorrow from Amazon so I can replace the crank position sensor, which is very hard to get to back by the firewall behind the engine. And I can't get in there with I bought a flexible extension so I can try to get in there with a long extension to get the bolt loose. So that's kind of what I'm working on at the moment.
Okay.
And I'm working on my second version of my top hat.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
And I already had a casualty with this glue. With this
What glue?
The one that everybody raves about, the nanopolymer.
Better
Oh,
he's
for the bed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I on my last run, I was using trees for support, and um, well, with these panels, I just since they take so long to print, I just let them print, through the night, and then tend to it the next day after I get up. So they're cool, right? And
Mhm.
I could not get the like the piece that's out on the bed off the bed.
It's tree
And what?
support stuck to the bed. It's not when the bed plate cools down. It's not popping loose. So his nozzle must be too close. It's digging into the bed, and he's having trouble removing the.
Well, on the bamboo, I can't see that happening.
Here you go, Big Bad Bill. That's how the frame looks. You got little inlays, if you can see.
Give the
Okay.
camera a minute.
Yeah, but this one frame I used tree supports, but it didn't came out because of where it is now. Right down there. It was a little bit hanging.
No, he printed the frame, right, Matt? You printed that.
Yeah, I printed that like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's intense.
Yeah. So it's sturdy and patchy.
All I know on the bamboo is every time I've done any kind of an update, I've got to go to the printer, re-level, re-let it do the vibrate, and go through the whole 9 yards. Otherwise, it won't print right. Usually, it's too high the first time you print if you don't go back through and rerun all the tests on it every time you have any kind of an update, firmware or slicer update.
Mhm.
I gotta go in the house and see if my brass inserts are in there. Be right
All right.
back.
So, has anyone bought the from KB3D by any chance?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
But
Because I just won a $100 gift card. And I was thinking, okay, some filament, and I saw this build plate that I really want. That's for the bamboo. It has two sides of it. Like one of them's a honeycomb. Is what I want to do that honeycomb build plate so bad because originally my logo in the background it had honeycombs in it. Because well, I love that design. So I was just curious if anyone here like actually had some hands-on experience with that kind of thing.
No,
Let me change cameras around so we can see what you got. There we go.
Oh,
Now
so this is this is the chainmail I've been working on for the last past what 2 weeks, 3 weeks, too long. So I finally got every sheet printed, and now I am hand stitching every single one of them together, which let me tell you is not as
glamorous.
or as fun as you would think. You know, because I got full-on sheets here. You like, you want some chainmail? I got you some chainmail. You want some battle armor? Well, I have some battle armor in the back room. But I also have a giant Warhammer being printed at the moment that we will take to Watermelon on Lee Marie's channel. So that is going to definitely be enthusiastic when we get to test out actual heavy hitting prop and see if it actually works and holds. If it does, then Jerry's in, or not Jerry, Dave is in trouble.
The giveaway today will be for Ziltech Filament USA only, and then later Polymaker like we normally do. I haven't ran the banner across the bottom of the screen. I don't think I need to. The pin post on Twitch and on YouTube is there. Just go to the top of your chat on either platform that you're on. And you can fill it out if you're going to USA, and then USA only or lower 48. And then later we'll do a separate one where I'll have you re-enter for the Polymaker filament.
Speaking of Ziltech, I've been working with what's her name, Crystal or Christy and
Crystal.
Yee over there. Yeah, Crystal. So they, I've been working on the stuff. So they gave me some filament, So I literally tested like 4,000 kilograms of filament to get the profile right for the Bambu K1, and it's pretty much dialed in. So I'm going to be, I'm either going to put it out there. I don't know where to put it out at, or I'm going to give it to them and they're going to put it on their website. But it's specifically for their ABS.
Okay.
Because, you know, all these profiles have to be specific. And since Bambu has Polymaker and eSun and all these other ones, you know.
If you post it on their Filament Facebook group, it'll automatically go to the file section.
Sweet.
So you can even post it on my group and automatically go to my file section. Just make a comment what it's for, and then when you share it, it'll go to the file section.
Yeah, because that is getting done.
Ooh. Oh,
My PC case.
What ship is that?
The USS Defiant.
Nice.
This is the hold on.
Looks a little bit like a radar almost.
Is that Gambody or a different company?
So it started its life as 3 different Defiants, because you know I didn't want to have to start from scratch. Initially, you know, it's just for me. So Game Bodies and 2 other from like Thingiverse, and then I just brought them all into Fusion and pretty much sketched out on top of all those.
Okay.
Like, you know, what I liked from one, what I liked from the other, you know, and then made a.
Since you're a designer, that's an original design that you based off other work or pictures, like anybody would design anything. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, I think there's a guy called the Rose Company. He models, and he's doing a Defiant right now. I mean, this one's based off of, you know, like I said, 3, and then the scale. It's to scale for the show, for how they, you know, film the show, because back then they didn't do CG on that show.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like 40 inches long. I'm still doing engines right now. All the pieces. So I put vents. Hold on. I was going to show you guys this. I put vents because that's where the fan's going to go.
Nice.
And then, so this is all resin. So the vents, you know, so there's a lot of mesh. And then of course I'll back that with actual like mesh material so that dust can't get in there. And then I've gotten a couple emails from Gigabyte. They're thinking about maybe sponsoring it. You know, the build, because initially I was just going to take the one that Dan built for me and basically transplant it into there, but that's a lot of work. And someone may end up wanting that, like a big Star Trek fan, you know.
Yeah. Well, like with the original Star Wars, they went out and bought 200 or 300 model kits for cars, trucks, and boats, airplanes. They sat down and they made the Millennium Falcon the same way they designed all their ships. That way it's hard to recreate a lot of their original work because you can't find the original kits. But now that we can 3D print, you can make anything.
Yeah, I watched a thing the other day on Star Wars. Actually, it was a YouTube video. The guy, I didn't realize that the original lightsaber was made pretty much from like a camera handle thing that I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not I don't discriminate, but I definitely am a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
More than I am. Katie's a Star Wars fan, but we don't fight and argue.
I like all sci-fi, Battlestar Galactica. I like everything sci-fi.
Yeah, Firefly and stuff like that.
So which
Here,
one?
thank you for resubscribing. I really appreciate it.
Who do you think will make it Star Wars or Star Trek when they're in the same universe, fighting each other?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is like Star Wars is very, almost like, in my opinion, Star Wars is very cowboy. Star Trek was supposed to be cowboys in space, but it's not. Really, I feel like Star Wars is. I mean, especially with characters like Han Solo and things like that. I think a lot of people tend to think that, or their perception is
Hey, Vince.
Star Trek, if you think about it, is something that's really influenced us in technology versus Star Wars. I mean, look at our cell phones. Look at how we microwave food, heads-up displays, screens that we can touch and type.
I mean, we are replicating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have replicators.
Dick Tracy back in 1920, black and white cartoon, had a wristwatch where he could see and talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, I mean, obviously there are a lot of people that like Star Wars more than Star Trek, and that's fine. I think, there's enough room in every genre for us to build and like stuff. So I'm also doing I don't know if you guys are familiar, but you can look it up. I'm doing a 6-foot diameter desk of DS9 out of wood. I'm going to CNC the whole thing out of wood. I just pretty much got the files done last week, and then I'm going to CNC everything and then figure out which wood I want to use. And then that, if someone buys the desk, it's for content. I'm going to record all the stuff, but if someone wants both of them, they can buy them, but the desk is going to be massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just film it as you go. Throw it up on YouTube, and every couple weeks or every week or so, throw up another video on the next progression.
It is so hard to do content, like when you're. I feel like when you're a designer or a creator, because making the time just to set up everything and record, I feel like it's just a lot.
Then just go live, and you don't have to do none of that. Just have a camera set up. Just go live. It films you in your shop. You talk when you talk. You don't. You talk to chat when you can, and just let it film you.
So other than that, I had so the tier time has printed about 75% of that, and then the Bambu's printed some because I just got tired of waiting because I have 2 printers, might as well use them. But with Ziltech, I reached out to them, and I went and actually bought some rolls, and then those 4 rolls, they were like, just use either Bambu ABS or the generic. Well, I tried both of those. Wouldn't stick to the bed. Wouldn't do this. Wouldn't do this. So I pretty much went through those 4 rolls and messed with settings and looked at webs. I did this for like 2.5 weeks, and finally I feel like I've gotten the profile down so that if I send it to you or to Zach or Kenny, and you want to print ABS on a K1, it should be perfect. Like you shouldn't have to mess with anything other than your, maybe like your infill, or we can't hear you, Zach. You're over there just dancing around.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm just dancing.
So and it's good filament. To be honest with you, they had some of this brown. I know it sounds crazy, but I guess they had this brown that they made for a customer, and then the customer didn't like the color, And in my head, I'm thinking like a dark, like walnut brown. And so I came home and I printed it, and it's not. It's actually like just a hair darker than skin tone, and it actually lays down really good. I mean, like I like printing in gray just because that's the way I design. So when I print in gray, on my screen it's gray, everything's gray. But that brown is pretty legit.
Yeah, I hate
know?
white because you can't see detail, you can't see your
Oh
model.
yeah,
You don't film good. You can't, I prefer gray or silver. Is what
I
I
hate white. That's the only negative. One of the only negative things I have with Tier Time, when they send me filament, it's white filament, and it like I'll go to look at the machine, and my brain, it's just so there's nothing there. You gotta wait till you get it out.
Yeah. And then
What do you point your camera at, Zach?
The tavern. You know, that massive project I have made?
Yeah.
And also, then this whole table is filled with 3D prints as well. Like this is a project here. This is a dreadnought. Ugh.
Hey, Zach, in your kitchen, on top of your cabinets, I see room where you can put models.
up on the very top.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about that, but I have a show next month, so I started packing because there was models up there.
Yeah.
That there was, but yeah, no, I had to pack some up. But this guy, you guys remember him, right?
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is part of the Kozar Dreadnought. This whole thing is going to be all together. This is, yeah, absolutely massive. And then in the kitchen is the tavern.
Yeah, that thing is big.
That is
That's nice.
crazy. How do you ship? I mean, like, where are you bringing that?
Across all the Rip Rap festivals in the United States, and plus then going down to Indy with it.
A lot of boxes to box it all up and then put it back together.
So that goes on a crate.
Okay.
I built a crate in it that will set in. And see, Grucky, that is the Cloud Top Tavern from Sordane Publishing. Amazing company. If you ever get a chance to look at them, definitely tell them that Zach sent them. That I sent them wow. Tell them that Zany Maker Zach sent you over to Sordane Publishing. There we go. Had to get a little bit of my little voice acting voice, my little bit of game show host. Yes.
Does anybody here where you have humid climate not have a dust problem? Because I live in Vegas, and my models and my house in general, everything gets so damn much dust on it's ridiculous. Does anybody else have that problem in other parts of the country?
We live in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, and I asked a question. Other people.
All right, say the question again,
There's
Jerry.
good answer.
Well, down in Texas, you probably have a problem with dust in your house, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I clean like almost because I'm OCD, but yeah, I mean, if you're living out like in the country, yeah, not so much if you're in a more residential area, but I have friends that live out like in the country, and yeah.
Like all the models I have on the shelves behind me, I cannot bring an air compressor and try to blow them off because I'll be blasting them off this shelf and they'll break everywhere. So if I want to do a video on something I printed in the past, I got to get it down, blow it off individually, and then I can film it or whatever. But yeah, everything gets so dusty, it's crazy.
I mean, you have a lot of stuff. I mean, I have to dust in here in the studio because I do work in here. So resin dust or 3D print dust or just in general. So I mean, I think whenever you're creating in there, it's gonna fall, particles and things are gonna. And then you have animals, right?
Yeah, I got 2 dogs with short hair, and of course they get a little hair everywhere on the floor all the time. Yeah, we definitely have air conditioners in Vegas. Yeah, to sweep up all the dog hair around the house, I take my vacuum cleaner, the hose extension with the wand, and I walk around and I suck it up everywhere. Then once I suck everything up, then I mop occasionally.
Yeah, no, I have to go through so much brooming and dusting. I keep my workshop separated from the animals, so the only time they're in there is when I'm in there. So now here, that's kind of a different story. There's hair everywhere, everywhere.
Here's a link if anybody maker friends like to drop in. Hey, Red Light, how you doing today?
Yeah, I just realized my cat is in the corner, like right below me, and his legs are just sticking out.
Yeah, I see that.
He's such a big cat.
Let me ask
Ladies
you guys
and
a question.
gentlemen, Rob Mink. Hey, Rob.
Hey guys,
Hey, Rob,
how's it going?
Doing well?
it's going.
Going pretty well.
Oops, sorry, bird
So
already.
let me ask you guys a question. So I know Jerry's printed quite a few things in the time that I've known him, but have you guys ever printed anything that was a prototype that they never made, and you were like, you know what? I got a 3D printer. I can design. So I really wanted that, and they never came out with it. So let me just make it. And if so, what was it?
I've had a few people approach me to prototype things, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing my own work. So, no, I haven't.
Well, I mean, like let's say there was I don't know, like a toy or a tool or something that you specifically saw, or, you know, it could have been years ago or recent, whatever. And you're like, you know what? That was cool. Why didn't they ever make that? And now I'm going to make it.
Oh, as a matter of fact, there was a guy years ago, I haven't talked to him in a long time, counting cars. What's that guy's name? That shows
Yeah.
the count, the VAT. Well, his body
Yeah.
man does all his polishing. His name is Walter. He's a maker. He goes to all the SEMA shows. He's got some bad off-road stuff. He had me print a helmet for him years ago. It was a one-off design just for him, and then he had it professionally painted. I don't remember what it was, but as soon as I did it, I told him I'll delete the files, and I did. I never kept them, so that's kind of like a one-off prototype thing. It was just for him. I printed, and I deleted the files.
Are you talking about for Horny Mike?
No, not him. I've never met Mike.
Okay.
You know the XXL Lego bike that was made recently? Yeah. I really love that. There's no files available for it. I'm huge into motorcycles. So I was talking to my wife today, and I think I may make a Connects version of it.
You know what, Rob? I just watched a thing on Prime last night. It has, damn. I'll ask my wife in a minute. But it was about like the Lego story, right? And these conventions and things that people, what's it called, adult person. They have all these acronyms for Lego. I don't know if you're like a big Lego guy, but there's actually a place in, how do I put it? Where if you create your own, like the Legos, and you put it on their thing, if it reaches 10,000 likes or whatever, they make it. Like it's a competition.
That's cool.
So was this bike something that they promoted and then they never made?
No,
it was something.
It was a content creator just having fun.
Did he physically make it, or was it a 3D model?
He physically made it as a one-off. Adam Savage, there's a video of Adam Savage riding around on it too.
And he didn't post it on like the Lego, because they're like a Lego site where people post their plans and things like that.
It was full-size Lego bricks. Like it was the minifig bike that he blew up enough that he could ride it. And so I'm sure if he posted it, Lego would have had issues. You know how Lego is about IP.
Yeah.
Don't they have a website where you can, it's like a Lego site where you can take their bricks, because they only really have like a certain number of bricks, and design it, and then they send you a kit?
Oh yeah, but this is like, instead of the bricks being this big, the bricks are this big.
Well, yeah. No, I got it. But I'm saying if you had at least that part of it, then
that's what the guy did. Yeah, he catted it up into small bricks, and then yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying you in general, like you, how do you get that information, because he's not providing it?
I would have to completely reverse engineer and make my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but except I wouldn't do it out of Legos. I'm thinking maybe Connects, because it's not a direct rip off of his bike. Then it's something different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have friends that make Lego type
print a block. Joe, go down that route too. Print a blocks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, as long as you change, I think it's 10 or 15% per patent law, putting a brim on the locking part or doing whatever, you can still make and you're not selling it, you're not mass producing it, it's for you. So who cares?
I also don't want to rip off the other guy's idea. He made a custom one-off, and if other people start making one-offs like his is less unique. So why instead of making a cookie cutter copy of it, make a Connect version, because it's different enough that it's going to be fun still and different, but it's still a mini bike that I can ride around at 3D Printopia or Murph or something like that.
What kind of you would put, like a motor or something in there?
Electric motor in it. Yep.
Electric motor.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, Zach.
You should get with the guy that made a 3D printer with Connects and 3D print a 3D print Connects bike on a 3D print Connects printer.
I don't know how good that would be. My buddy Dreams Void, Doug, made a printer that's made with 3D printer professors printer blocks. Joe's printer blocks. It's like the printable Legos. He made a printer that you can build out of those blocks. And he was at Smurf. He actually just got interviewed on Meet the Polymaker like a day or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him on there.
Yeah. There's all sorts of different things. Stickle bricks, Fisher Technics I could make it out of. All those different things.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the chat.
Let me send Joe a link and maybe want to pop in Mr. Print a Block.
All right.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. He was talking about making a wearable baby belt at one point in time, like an arm-mounted one.
What, where you 3D print chain in real time? Like, get over here!
He made a little sketch even of a video idea where it was like a ninja. He's fighting a ninja and he's printing a sword. It's like 3 days later. Where's the ninja?
Well, his name's not coming up on my YouTube, but I'm friends with him, but I'm not seeing his name.
Sorry if my Discord plinks are going through the audio.
Yeah, it's like, Mocha, that is my butt you are sniffing. I do not appreciate that.
Speaking of stuff like that, Zach, is it still okay if I crash on your cot at Rocky Mountain?
Yeah, definitely.
That's my plan.
Hands down. That way you don't have to spend like $500 for 2 nights.
Yeah. Unless I can get somebody to sponsor me my hotel room, think if you're okay with it, I'm going to do that.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm perfectly good with that. Because, well, one, I want to help as many people as I can. So I understand hotels are expensive. And I'm lucky that I live right by one of the Rip Rap festivals. So I don't got to pay for hotel that time of year. So.
Oh, cool. Which one do you live near again?
Murph. I live 20 minutes from there.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm planning on going to all 3 of the major ones in the States this year. So.
Same here.
Nice.
But yeah, Dan from MakerMind Nexus?
Oh yeah, DB3D Dan? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be crashing here for Murph.
Nice. He's a cool guy.
So, he is.
He's probably in chat right now.
Mm.
Mocha. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see everyone again. Then, if there's anyone in Indiana or wants to travel near Indy, there's a small 3D printing expo show that's going on at Carmel Public Library.
Leave that on, please. Because I have my light off in here. I need that on.
Yeah. No, I'm planning on making it to Philly Maker Faire too, which is in just a couple months.
Also, Rapid.
Oh, Rapid. That would be fun to go to, but I don't think I'm gonna. I've already got like 8 events planned this year, so in between personal and printing stuff, so I don't think that.
Yeah. No, because that's only like an hour and a half drive for me, so I'm going to think about going Rapid TCT and be like, yeah, let's go. I'm not going to be having a booth there because I'm not that special enough or commercial enough. I'm a single guy that lives in an apartment, and I do this as a hobby. So,
all right, that's April 8th through 10th. That's 2 days after the Philly Maker Faire. Yeah, no, I can't do that.
And CES was just in Vegas, but be prepared to walk 10,000 miles. There's so much walking and so much people and so much stuff. It's just unbelievable. Content creators can go if you have a big enough channel. Otherwise, you'd have to get hooked up through somebody else. And I've never looked into. I've been there twice with my son years past, but I haven't attempted to go back by myself.
It's a zoo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, Dreams Void. That's Doug I was talking about earlier.
Howdy, howdy.
So,
here's a
yeah,
link.
also,
pop in.
Also, you know those bird feeders that have those little mounts on them where they click into place? And how they don't have replacement parts for those the things that click into the cylinder? Oh, you know it. This is design I did.
No,
nice. I remember you saying. But yeah, no, it clicks right into place, and there's hundreds of these that I made that are out there. And red light, red light's in Indiana? I did not know that.
Yeah, speaking of dishes, I got a problem with my dishwasher. The last couple times I try to do dishes in it, it's not melting the soap packet. You know, you put it in the door, you click the little plastic door. When the dishes get done, I'm getting ready to unload. I look down, and it's just sitting there, never melted. It never used the soap, and the door opened, but I don't know what in the hell happened. I'm not sure why it's doing it.
That sounds like it's not spraying water appropriately. Maybe check your pickup screen in the bottom of the dishwasher or the holes in the back of the ends of the arms to make sure they're spraying appropriately.
I just got a new hot water heater a few months ago I put in, so I went out and cranked the temp up, which I probably shouldn't do. There's one more setting and it's on very hot, and I don't want it on very hot. That's scalding.
Mm-hmm. We put a tankless in at my house, so that was fun.
Yeah, mine went out. It was leaking at the bottom internally, and I didn't want to go through the headache of trying to figure out what do I need, what do I have to modify. I need to swap it right now, so I chose not to get involved with tankless. I'm trying to reroute everything and wire it.
I had to go under the house and run new copper wires for the bigger, thicker amperage because it's an electric hot water heater, tankless. And I found a copper head underneath my house wrapped around the electric wires. So that was a fun battle with a 3-foot screwdriver.
Wow.
Oh, wait, a copper head?
Poisonous snake.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like saying, what?
He was underneath the house, wrapped around the wires going up to the circuit breaker box.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
Did you get a new pair of boots that day?
I almost had to get a new pair of pants.
Brown pants?
I wasn't wearing my brown pants. No, I had like a 3-foot screwdriver with me so I could like poke around when I was down there, and it turned into a stabbing battle against him with it.
A couple years ago at CES, they had a power outage during the event over the 3 or 4 day period. And I do remember when I was there one time with my son, there's this one hall that you walk up. It's slanted uphill. There's 100 million people everywhere. And trust me, if you're claustrophobic, you don't want to walk in this crowd. because you literally can't move as everybody tries to move up this ramp. And if the power was to go out right then in the dark, that wouldn't be good. It's just like, yeah, there's walking room everywhere, but there's just people, unbelievable amount of people everywhere. So, and of course, using the restroom, they need to keep them clean on demand every 2 seconds because there's too many people using the restroom and stuff. Then if you get some food, you got to stand up and lean against the wall to eat. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sounds like the bathrooms are better than at Murph.
Oh.
You know, every time I go out with my wife and we go somewhere, she's always telling me how dirty the women's bathrooms are. And the men's are usually clean, but everywhere we go, the women's bathrooms, I guess, are really bad. So
You know,
I don't know. I've never been in one, but yeah.
Yeah. All the bathrooms at the 4-H club for Murph are pretty. At least the time I went,
What?
they were ripe.
There's something. Something.
Oh, there's a stream tomorrow that Justin Breaker is going to be hosting. It's a charity stream for Mitch because he lost his job. So, I'm just trying to throw that out there, Jerry. I hope I'm not.
No,
setting you by.
everybody comes on here. You're welcome to plug whatever you want. You got a link, share it in private chat, and I'll put it up. Yeah, not a problem.
It's going to be on YouTube starting at 11 o'clock MST.
I can share in private the link.
Okay, yeah, share it, and I'll put it up.
I don't have a link for it. I just have the Streamlabs link
Okay.
to be part of it. So.
Yeah,
Okay,
everybody on my show is welcome to always promote what they're working on, any links, what they're selling. If you got an Etsy store and you want to promote it, throw the link up. You're welcome to. As long as it's related to what we talk about, you're welcome to do so.
You mean Backpack Mitch?
Yes, Backpack Mitch.
Yeah.
What did he do?
What
What was he doing when he got laid off? What type of work did he do? You know?
I think he was doing like millwright stuff, electrical, CNC, that kind of stuff. So he's got a good, but he's up in like Seattle, Washington. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
that location's kind of cutthroat.
Hmm?
That location's kind of cutthroat for recovering from a big dental procedure. Oh, dental.
Yeah, Kenny had that yesterday, I guess, or last couple. When was that, Kenny? Over the last couple of days?
Thursday.
They said.
Wait, keep it quiet now.
Who had what? What?
Is that why you're being so quiet, Kenny?
Maybe.
Sorry.
Hey, I don't blame him. That procedure it things though he didn't probably see like what doctors and us technicians see is like I'm not going to put you into detail of it because it is a little bit.
Do you want to see it?
No.
No.
No, we don't want to see it.
All right.
I see this every day where I work at, man.
I had.
It's only. The only thing you would see is stitches and 4 implants on my top gum. That's the only thing
I don't want to see it.
He said they gave him a shot in his nose. That sounds horrible.
Okay, let me try that again. I said the sensation, went up through my nose. In other words, when they were numbing, because he had numbing all over the place. When they're numbing, one of them went. The sensation kind of like shot up my nose.
Well, yeah, your size.
I mean, I was going like, whoa.
So we have actually a term. You can blow out if we're removing teeth in like 9 and 8. If we move that, it could do a sinus blowout, which means your roof of your mouth will connect to your sinus channel. That is a fun procedure when that happens, especially if they're doing alginate.
Yeah. I had infected wisdom teeth taken out, and they were like, don't sneeze, don't blow your nose because you can blow that out, is what they told me. That was terrible. The guy ended up cutting my face, like my cheek, with the scalpel.
My
Oh,
lips
man.
yesterday morning looked like Fat Albert.
Mm.
I mean, I would go, you know, like you always used to doing Fat.
Hey, hey, hey!
You know what I got? Wait.
hey, how's that one doing today?
Oh, my dog is judging me right now.
There's a reason why I muted, because my bird was judging too and being very loud.
I mean, she just gives me the silent stare. She's like, Dad, are you going crazy again? Yes, I am.
This is such a true statement.
Yep.
Well, yep. It's vice versa. Yeah. Ugh.
Or you eat and you sneeze and it goes out your nose.
Yeah, food. Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, no, so that's fun. Though found out I can, wow. Lightsabers. I'm going to see if I can't start a lab, in a location like a dental lab, where I take in orders and scans, and then I push them out while also working my main job and doing the our 3D printing stuff and everything, and that'll be like a fourth job.
And
I
when
have
are you gonna
no sleep.
have time for private life, like no family and all that?
That's a good question.
That's part of my problem.
I don't have my own family, so
Well,
yeah. So unless you count my pets, but my pets are always here, so I'm with them half a day.
get out there. Get out there. Put yourself on the market.
It's more peaceful this way.
You got a point there. You got a point there.
Nah. It's
Speaking
funny
of
because
Kitty, how's your wife?
I met my wife on Match.com. I don't know if that program's still around. But I dated
Yeah.
3 or 4 different people. I didn't, one-offs. Then I met her.
Oh, also,
Kenny,
I want to give a shout.
Kenny, how's your wife?
What?
How's your wife?
She's getting to it better. Now that she's off the AFib medicine. But now we gotta wait for her to go to the cardiologist to get on something else for the AFib. But yeah, she's fine for now. Because not taking the AFib, which is a blood thinner, she is subject to stroke if she continues.
Well, speedy recoveries. Speedy recoveries.
Here's a link if anybody would like to drop in.
Oh,
You know who you
I also
are?
want to do a shout out because my friend said she's watching. I want to give a shout out to her. She's been my best friend for like 17, 18 years. So, hey Jada, watching us on the crazy stream. Yeah, it's coming along. Sweet. Yes, I'm going to print myself some pants and go out striding in it.
I think that would pinch things.
Well,
Got
that's
enough?
why
Okay, hello.
Hello? Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Up there, she's on Twitch saying hi.
Nice.
Bunch of bound.
That was mean.
Bunch of bound.
Sam! Really? Oh, gosh, darn it, Sam.
What's going on, Sam? Hope you're doing well. How are things coming along with your house?
Oh, and everyone, she's married, so.
Oh.
That's
No.
the appropriate level of friendship.
No chichi bound.
Currently got 50 people watching. We've got 8 people on Twitch. The rest are on YouTube. Hello, everybody. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing. I'd appreciate it. We're going to be giving away a roll of Ziltech film in a little bit. There's a pinned post. If you're in the lower 48 here in the U.S., you'll be eligible to win a roll of filament. Must be present to win. And then after that, like an hour later, we're going to give away a roll of Polymaker filament, which will be worldwide.
That's good.
No news on the house. Why concerns? Oof. Well, I think Sam should get on here.
He's probably busy working on videos and stuff. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about the K2, except for the firmware and the software. But I hear the machine is pretty sound. It's just I need to fix the firmware and software. I know Sam's done some content on it. Lightspeed has done 3 or 4 videos on it. I haven't commented on his videos, but Lightspeed, if you're watching, you've been doing a lot of content on YouTube. You're doing a great job. Steven, if he happens to be out there watching.
Did you guys talk about Bambu's latest news yet?
No, but you can.
Okay. That they're locking down the firmware in their printers so you can only use their slicers to control the printers. And if you don't update the firmware, they might brick your printers until you update the firmware to lock them down.
So no Orca?
With them. Nope. I mean, they're talking about doing like a plugin that Orca Slicer would have to import. But if they do what they're talking about doing, you will only be able to use Bambu Studio to print to Bambu printers when they're in online mode.
Which seems in line with their whole, with keeping everything in-house together, and being able to monitor their stuff.
It took me forever to switch over to Orca, and I haven't went back to Bambu since. It's got more bells and whistles. It's exactly the same with more bells and whistles.
To be honest, I with some of the IP that I work on, I already won't push some of the stuff I print to Bambus. I have 3 Bambus, and I mean, you see, I got a lot of printers. There are some things I will not put in Bambu Studio.
Because somebody on the other end might grab it and keep it, sell it, modify it, whatever. Yeah.
So if you think about somebody like,
I was saying earlier before you got on is, they gave me that K1, and I couldn't get anything to, filament wise. I didn't want to buy their stuff, so I spent 2 weeks and 4,000 kilograms of Ziltech and got a profile for Ziltech, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to put it up there. And then of course, like putting things in the
4,000 kilograms.
Well, a thousand gram roll, a thousand full roll, 1,000 gram roll, whatever it is.
Oh, kilogram, 1 kilogram.
Kilogram. Yeah, 1 kilogram. Yeah, 1,000, whatever. Yeah, 4 rolls in 2 weeks. And I was just putting little trinket stuff. I don't want to put any of my full designs in there and print a full project because I'm like fearful, that someone's gonna.
Yeah, lift it. Yeah, absolutely. C. Korgek Design said something like to avoid having their printers hijacked. Well, HP did the same thing with their ink cartridges, saying that if you use off-brand ink cartridges, there could be viruses in the ink cartridges, and bricked all the printers that were using non-OEM, non-HP ink, all the aftermarket ink. And they just pushed it with a firmware update overnight. So that's about the same level of scumminess and pearl clutching, in my opinion, as Bambu doing there. Oh, we got to patch our security bugs by locking it down. No, you don't. But that's an IT guy that fixes things for a living's 2 cents. So, sorry.
If anybody's wondering what I'm doing, I make my own screws when I don't have one short enough. Instead of buying more screws.
Oh, snip them
on the metric ones. Like if they're only threes, if they're a small one, and I got a bunch of long ones and I need short ones, make your own.
Kenny, how fast do you go through lineman pliers?
I mean, these are, Hobel Freight.
Those are which?
Hobel Freight.
Harbor Freight.
Oh, Harbor Freight.
Hobel Freight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever watches, what's his name? Vice Grip Garage on YouTube.
Okay. No, I watched AVE and he calls it hazard fraught. But yeah.
Anyways, I got that Hobel Freight thing saying from the Vice Grip Garage website. He's funny, but he's that's a car channel, not a 3D channel. Takes old cars and fixes them up. He's got like almost 2 million people.
Zach, that does look incredible. I assume that's 3D printed and not made by hand, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, Rob. Did you see that?
This took me. Yeah, look at that.
Is that a Defiant? Nice.
Computer case. A computer case.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love that.
He took a lot of different pictures from other works and made his own version, designed his own version.
So I got to show you something now, actually. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Nobody can see anything when I got Frag full screen.
Oh, go ahead and finish that, Frag. Yeah, I'm not going to. That is awesome.
Anyways. Yeah, well, it's a labor of love. And then I made these like mounts so that it stays on the table because there's so many shapes underneath it. Then the next project is I'll show after you get done showing. I'll show everybody what I'm working on.
Okay, it's just my phone background. It's literally a Defiant.
Oh yeah, with the shark thing.
Nice.
Yeah, with the shark.
Defiant development team. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my phone's background.
Yeah, so it's I don't know if you know that. I'll say, friend me on Facebook or find me or whatever. But there's a picture of the guy that did the L-Cars stuff. What's his name and his wife, where he's like basically lettering out and painting the Defiant, and it's like 40 inches long by 30. Like this is what they used on the show to film, because they didn't do CG back then. The only CG they used was the very last episode where they're pulling away from the station. That was it. So old school in a sound studio filming the ship, and this is 5% bigger than that model.
Check Messenger, Rob.
That's beautiful.
Go to Messenger.
Cool.
There's a link right there.
Thanks, Jerry. Oh, that's what you do. It's like ships and stuff.
Yeah,
No, I do other stuff. No, so here's the funny part. So typically I do commissions and I do a lot of statues. When I very, very first started, this goes back to that conversation we were having earlier was I worked in oil and gas and I wanted a scale 2-seater Thunder Tank from Thundercats because the toy was only a 1-seater. Almost all the toys were 1-seaters. And so I was the first one to make a 2-seater Thunder Tank, and it was RC controlled the whole 9. Fast forward 5 years later, Super 7 comes out with theirs that's 5 inches longer and 5 inches wider, and they sell them for $500 each. But that's how I started, and then I was like, okay, well, I made a Thunder Tank. Now what else? And so then I got into statues and other things that people want. So this year I was like, you know what? I want to kind of go back to the beginning. I want to do something really grand, really big. And so, Tier Time sent me another printer. Bambu sent me a printer because I've only been doing resin the last like almost 3 years. So I didn't really realize how, I guess, frustrating FDM can be sometimes. Bed adhesion, filament issues, profiles, and then I only print ABS. Like I've never printed PLA. I've never printed anything but ABS. So
I tried to get Sanix on there a few times in the past, but he won't do on camera anything. There's no way he'll come on camera.
Yeah, a lot of guys are in the background, trying to do stuff. But so this year I was like, you know what? Oh, and then you didn't. I'll send you pictures when you friend me. But I'm doing a 6 foot diameter DS9 station out of wood. It's going to be stained. It's going to have lights. It's going to be legit. And then this thing will be on one of the pillars. It's going to be a DS9 desk.
Nice.
It's going to be dope.
Remember, it has to fit out a doorway wherever you have it. If you ever move, you need to make sure
it'll be in sections. It'll be in sections.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, big. Yeah, it's sometimes it can be kind of I think from a design standpoint, right? Like we that's what I was asking earlier, is there anything like you've ever wanted to make, but you've never really thought of, like you've never really pushed it, Some just like Jerry has tons of Star Trek, like he has that ship up there at the top, and I've done some other Star Trek ships, but this one's different because everybody does an Enterprise, everybody does and there's only a handful of guys that's done a big Defiant, but it's still only about half the size of mine. And it's not a computer case. It's a model. Like it's a model. I wanted something different. I want,
So is it, sorry.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Is it a full ATX case or mini ATX?
So no, it's going to be for a full ATX.
With a PCIe graphics card, or dang, you could have put like an Arduino in there and have it control the lights and stuff.
So I haven't. So Gigabyte has reached out. I'm talking to them, but initially I was just going to take the brand new PC that I just got built like in April of last year, and basically transplant everything into this. But now I'm like, what if somebody wants to buy it? What if? And this is set up, a buddy of mine, Dan, built it for me. He made, I'm not a computer builder, so he got all that stuff. So when I was doing this one, I was like I'm going to do a Noctua L9, like it's a SFF fan. So instead of it coming out this way, it'll be, up off the board. And then like I already put, my son gave me a board already. Like it's just a board for, for scaling, and and then it'll go in like that, and then the fan goes here, and then there's like other layers, but that top piece will come off for, in case you got to do something. But to be honest with you, when this is done, because I still got I'm still printing, the nacelles are missing. They're printing right now. I think once I get done doing body work and paint and assembly, I may just go buy one of those really small square PC gaming little thingies and throw it in there and just call it a day. And if somebody else wants to, if they want to buy it or they want to put, or if I get the money, because I spent over $2,000 on my computer. So I'm not trying to spend another $2,000 on the Defiant.
My main PC I built in 2017, and my video card was $1,000. So it's
wow,
expensive building things. That was a 1080 Ti overclocked, the EVGA. And there's much better cards out there now, but it was $1,000 for the card.
So Frag, you could do fun things like have it so that like the nacelles do the lights down, the pulsing
Yeah.
lights down on the warp core,
So
and
I put, I don't know if you saw it, but so like I made, like, this is resin.
mm-hmm.
So there's all these mesh, hexagonal shape, like for the mesh, and in the front of the nacelles I have where some small Noctua fans will go to bring air in, because I mean it's a big thing, but I want a lot of airflow. I put spots for where maybe LED lights can go if I want to do that. Right now it's just, like I said, I spent 3 weeks testing between getting tier time going and getting Bambu going to get the quality. I used to build TV movie cars in my youth, and like, if you start with something really bad, you're going to spend a lot more time doing body work and paneling and getting things straight lined out. So getting those prints and things to line up proper as best as you can will save you so much more time. And then of course with ABS, I have to deal with expansion, I have to deal with warpage. So doing all that testing is good, because then it's less, when things just start snapping together, like, me and my wife are ADD. So when something snaps really good on this thing, I call her in here and I'm like, hey, look at this, and snap it in place and it's flush. She's like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean about, like, body panels making things fit and stuff like that. I have 3 Datsuns and a 65 Mustang in my driveway right now. So totally get that vibe.
I used to build, so my dad really loved and still loves Starsky and Hutch, like the original.
I'll be there tonight. What's going on?
And when I was in my maybe like 23 to 27, somewhere in there, there was a guy locally who I found had a Torino for sale, and I went to go talk to him. It wasn't that far from my house. Walk into the shop, really cool guy, probably around my age at the time. He was in the military, he had started his own business, so I was pretty impressed. He opens up the door to the shop, and there's 2 A-Team vans, 3 General Lees, Knight Rider, a Christine, like there's all these TV movie cars. And I was like, I don't know how to do any of this. I will work for free, and I will sweep floors, and he gave me a job. Ooh. And that's what I did for like 6 years, is built TV movie. I've built so many of, to us, or for me, classic TV movie cars, that when I see one, I'm like, yeah, I've built that.
I'm going to close Ziltech drawing here in a couple minutes. So if you live in the U.S. lower 48, you want a chance to win a roll of Ziltech filament, must be present to win. Fill out the Google Doc. It's pinned at the top of chat on YouTube and Twitch, and I'll close it here in about a minute. Then we'll do that first drawing.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, I'm going to be heading out. My friend just got here, so everyone have fun and stay crazy, okay?
Have a great day, Zach. See you next time, buddy.
Be good.
Wear protection.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
That was different. Oh, no, I've got currently I actually just sent it off to the body shop because I'm not going to do the rocker panels, but I've got a 71 510 wagon with a built L20 in it.
Yeah.
And it's
rocker panels are like the worst thing ever because of the shaping, and there's so many, like on any car, any old car, rocker panels suck. And trunks. Now most places, you can get the sheet metal kind of done and you just got to cut it out, but rocker panels are so expensive, it's almost easier to make them yourself out of sheet metal.
I bought prefabbed rocker panels and dropped them off.
Yeah.
Or rocker rails and dropped them off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have two 240Zs.
What year?
Well, they're actually technically 280Zs, but everybody gets them confused with the 280ZXs. So one's a 76, one's a 77.
Nice.
My dad had a 240Z when we were growing up. It was his brother's, but
I've got those two. One of them I'm turbocharging the L28 that's in it with an aftermarket ECU, and the other one is basically a rolling frame. Doesn't even have doors or a windshield right now. Has a drivetrain in it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got a couple D21 pickup trucks and then a 65 Mustang that's a friend of mine that I'm trying to help him get it so he can drive it out of my driveway. So it starts and runs. He's driven it around my driveway, but it's not street legal yet.
Canadian Maker Project joined.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ron, Canadian Maker Project. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, I was thinking about you earlier.
How you doing?
How are you doing, Ron?
Can he hear us?
You don't realize he's
I
live
don't
yet.
know.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
hey. So this is what I'm working on now. Let me see. Share window. There we go. It should update. Did it update? There we go.
Oh, I clicked on it.
So they never made that toy like they you know, I don't know if everyone's familiar with the way toy companies and shows work for cartoons, but in the 80s, if the show wasn't doing well, then the toy line didn't get made.
Hey, Ron,
because it kind of all went hand in hand, you know.
Here, let me full screen him and see what he does.
You're muted.
Oh, he can't. Huh.
You can't hear us or you can't talk?
Okay, he'll have to fix it. He popped out.
Okay. So in the, and I think it's true now, but you know, with all these streaming platforms and things like that. But in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, if a cartoon came out and the show, they did it for, you know, let's say 8 episodes and they started making a toy line. If the toy line didn't do well, the cartoon got scrapped. So
lunchboxes, everything. Like space.
Yeah, everything got shut down. So like with Thundercats, I'm a big Thundercat fan. I'm not a super fan, but I'm a big fan. And so
hey, Ron, when you're in the wait 1 second. When you're in the back room, there's a down below where it says mute. There's an up arrow. Click on the up arrow next to mute, and you should be able to go in and pick your proper settings. I've had trouble there before too.
So basically, they, you know, I think they were on air for, you know, 5 seasons, but by the 3rd season, and you know, ratings started going down. There were other shows like Transformers, G.I. Joe, yada yada. Well, everything started, and they had a booklet that they would send out to these, you know, on your mailing list, because we didn't have the internet back then, that said, hey, you know, these are the prototypes, these are the toys that are fixing to come out. Well, this particular vehicle was one that was supposed to come out, and of course it only fit 1 figure, and it was really small. Well, you know, Super 7 came out with their, you know, big huge thunder tank that, you know, looks almost like someone else's, I know, but really, and then I think they just came out with a Cat's Lair that's huge. Like they got funded for that, you know, through the fans. And so
howdy, what's going on, buddy?
Hello.
I got to reboot it.
Oh, I joined. Rob runs away. What did I do? Hi.
How's it going? What you got going on over there?
I'm alive.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm here now. I've been doing blocky printering stuff. Of course, it's me. What else would I be doing other than print block stuff?
Yeah, I randomly pulled up Polymaker and I was surfing YouTube, and there you were.
Good to see you, Smurf.
Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate that. Help bring people in on Saturdays.
I mean, I can shout out about people. It's my way of saying thank you for tolerating me.
Love it.
And-
Love it.
Yes, man. It was good to see you
earlier,
too.
Frank was talking about.
Hey, I barely tolerated you at Smurf.
Frank was
I
talking
know.
about different. What were we talking about? A go kart or something made out of printer blocks, or what were we talking about? Lego.
No, that was Rob.
That was-
That was Rob.
That was probably Matt Denton with his go-kart made out of upscaled Lego blocks that James Bruton
When I
then
sent
crashed
Joe an
into a fence.
invite, I don't know if we ever got it, and then here you are. So you're just as good as having Joe on the screen.
He also made a mini bike, and I love that,
Yes.
and I want to make one, but I'm thinking I'll make one out of Kinects instead, giant scaled up Kinects instead of Legos.
No, we need to make it out of printer block.
No.
Yes, we can have the teeth for the drivetrain directly onto the wheel.
Craig, are you familiar with what printed blocks are?
No, I am not.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, printer block are the loveliest. Let's go for that word. 3D printing specific construction toy released by the 3D printing professor known as Joe Larson, or Joe Larson known as the 3D printing professor. He made them and released them to the world and said, have fun. Joe specifically makes the fancy things, the nice looking things, such as the air wing, which may or may not resemble a spacecraft from a video game, amongst other things. So, as I say, he released it to the world under a Creative Commons license that allows for remixing. Hello, Mike. And I ran with it. So I've made things that are ridiculous and adorable, such as my first attempt at a 3D printed 3D printer. That was made using the linear motors, linear actuators. I've been corrected on it a few times. Out of DVD drives that move the laser back and forth. And then I tried to make it bigger, and I ended up with that one that's just hidden behind a spool of filament. That was originally made using 28 BYJ motors and 3mm rods, courtesy of Rob's inspiration that he didn't realize that he did at the time. It didn't go well. I pushed it as far as I think I could have pushed it for the scale that I was trying to go for. And then Rob told me to stop messing around and actually do things nicely. And then we ended up with Nemo 11's rails and stuff. And then Smurf 24 was announced to be happening. I reached out to Polymaker to reprint the printer, and they said, well, you've already done that one. What can we do to make it even better? And it went bigger and really offensive to the eyes and full of colors and everything that just drew crowds, and it was fantastic. And now it's got the build plate of an Ender 3 and almost the build volume of an Ender 3, except it's 350 millimeters tall instead of 250. Yes, something along those lines.
Hobby Man Mike, it looks like your video's frozen. How you doing, buddy?
You can't see me?
We can see you still got your arms up.
You're frozen.
You're
I don't know why. I see you.
You're frozen.
Yeah, I don't know why your video froze. It happens.
There's also, I think, a bad echo.
If you're the same Hobby Man Mike that used to be all over socials a long time ago, posting really cool,
Yeah, it's Hobby Mike.
that can work
Yeah.
everywhere. That same guy, all right.
Yeah, it's Hobby Mike.
Like,
Where are the settings?
down below, let's see. That's for audio.
If you hit the up arrow next to mute or stop video, it'll give you options.
Yeah, the little tiny arrow there.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is mute?
Let's put my chest.
Down below, right below your picture, it says mute,
Oh,
stop
yeah.
video, add cam.
Where did they hide it like that?
The little tiny arrow you click up.
All right, let's try this.
Still,
Huh.
I know why. I'll be back.
All right.
That. Almost gang signs, not quite gang signs.
why not Zoidberg?
Anyway, we're going to give away a roll of filament right now. Let me pull up the wheel of names. For a roll of Ziltech must be present to win. Let me share my screen.
So, Doug, you know we're not going to win anything because Matt's in the stream.
Yes.
Well, he can't enter this
Also,
one. This one's
I'm
lower
not
48 only.
I'll send it to you, Jerry.
Can Jerry win if he's running the giveaway?
Well, I
No,
shouldn't.
I win it, and I send it to Jerry.
Anyway,
YouTube's
no, I
ended
will
again.
not do that.
we had 34 people entered. Let me go ahead and shuffle. What'll happen? We'll draw one name. If you're in chat, say something. If you won within the last 2 months, have me redraw. They don't like repeat winners constantly with Ziltech. I'll put my email in chat. Go to ziltech.com. Pick out a roll of filament. Email me what type of filament with your USA mailing address, and I will let my rep know, and she'll get it mailed out to you Monday. And then I'll send you a tracking number.
That guy makes joined.
Hold on, back room. I'll get you in a minute.
Frag's biggest fan. Joined.
Yep, got 2 people in the back room. Anyway, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
Jeff Benedict.
Jeff Benedict, are you in chat? Congrats. You just want to roll a Ziltech filament. Say something in chat, Jeff.
What is that noise?
Matt, there is some noise coming from you.
Jeff Benedict, are you in chat?
Yes. And now it's gone.
Not seeing Jeff Benedict. Hey, Stephen. Unless he has a commercial, we'll give him a second. That happens. Commercials pop up.
Now.
Jeff Benedict, say something in chat. Hopefully you're not having another commercial. Is he taggable?
Somebody tried. Off Axis did.
Yeah, Marcel's tagging him, but I'm not sure if he's there. He's not taggable. It's not on YouTube. I'm not sure what platform he's on.
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's been on here before. And he's in chat about every week. Jeff Benedict, say something.
Oh, what's it called?
We'll give it a second and I'll redraw.
Oh,
Jeff
dear.
Benedict, say something.
Oh,
Something.
Hey.
do, 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 do.
Come low, ding dong.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Redrawing. That guy makes is in the back room waiting to come in. Say something in chat like that guy makes. Congratulations, you just won a roll of Ziltech filament. Here's my email in chat. Please jot it down. And you can go to ziltech.com, pick out a roll of filament, email me what type of filament you'd like with your mailing address here in the U.S. Congratulations. And let me bring in the people in the back room. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hi.
Congrats.
Yeah. I'm just hopping on my PC to claim it, I guess, but thank you. I've been wanting to try out some of their filament. So
Yep, zyltech.com. If you need a link, I can share it with you. zyltech.com.
Yeah.
What a way to be welcomed into the stream, huh?
I know, right? That's pretty good.
Well, I don't think he's ever won before, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Live reaction from a winner.
Yeah.
I need some filament. I think I'm running low.
Now let me get everything set up for the next drawing. It's not currently active, but give it a minute. Don't enter yet. You got to change the question.
Sorry, you know what? I can be more social. Instead of looking over my shoulder, I can just bring my work table around in front of me. So that guy makes what do you make? I'm sorry, I don't think we've met.
Hey, Jerry, I will be back in 20 minutes.
Okay.
I make spaghetti. A lot of it. No. Well, actually, most of the printers that I like are not the
Take care,
spaghetti
Scott.
makers. It's the printers everybody else likes that make spaghetti. Like the Bambu A1. But I make whatever people want.
Brad's biggest fan. Join.
Dig it.
Where's he at? Here he is. There we go.
How about now?
Very good. What's going on, man? How you been?
Fantastic. How are you?
You do fantastic work, but I don't think you've ever been on my live stream before, have you?
I don't think I have, Jerry. I don't think I have.
Cool. But yeah, I definitely know you and your work. I recognize your name, and you do everything.
I press print.
Yeah.
For a very, very long time as well.
People that don't know you, kind of give people a rundown who you are and what do you do.
Well, I used to be Hobby Mike, but that Facebook apparently said that that's illegal. I can't be called that anymore. So how long officially now? But I'm a professional 3D printer, I guess. I guess that's what I would call myself. I don't know. I run a company called NY3D Creations. You may or may not have heard of me. Sell a lot of prints, produce a lot of prints for like professional, like garage guys, stuff like that. You know, yeah. I don't know. I
remember Ripley years ago where she's changing. I think that was your model, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of exclusive stuff that I've done through the years, paying sculptors like Frag to, you know, sculpt for me, and I'll produce the prints and sell the prints, you know. So
awesome.
But yeah, I mean, you know, you're making me nervous with me on the screen, but
there we go.
Were you?
I'm a resin guy. I'm not an FDM guy, you know. So anymore. Well, I mean, you know, I actually only have like 2 FDM printers now. I'm completely like out of that, you know, game. You know what I mean? I only print in resin. So that's my deal.
If you got a really big base, FDM's a way to go to save money.
Yeah. Well, I've got a really big resin printer too, so 2 of them actually. So you know, you can do that as well.
What resin printer is that?
I've got 2 Mega 8Ks, not the new cheap version, but the old school version, the big one. So, and a Jupiter, and I don't know, like about 18 others, varying different. I run like a 26 printer farm right now.
Oh, nice.
Were you and your business partner? Do you have a business partner? Were you 2 at ERF 2 years ago?
No, I've never been to ERF or NERF or any of the maker ones. No. I typically do shows like shows where they sell model kit type shows. You know what I mean? I've been to a couple of those, Wonderfest and Jersey Fest, but I've never been to your or no.
Red Light wants to know what state are you in?
I am in Connecticut.
All right.
Do I talk like a Nyaka?
There you go. He has a wealth of knowledge.
But I've been around for a long time. I mean, back in the old days, I think I started printing in like 2016, so I've been doing it professionally now full time for, God, I think 2018 I quit my job, and I've been printing ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another old salt that knows what a ramps board is or a smoothie board.
Yeah.
I think you're video pros again, but we can hear you fine, so it's all right.
Really?
Yeah, but you're frozen with a smile on your face, so it's all good.
What the hell?
Well, at least you don't have your arms up in the air. But everybody say, man, he's going to get tired if he keeps doing that. Do you have a Twitter or YouTube channel?
No. I have a website. Can you see me now?
You can see if you're frozen. Share your website in private chat, and I'll put it on the screen so people can come find you.
ny3dcreations.com. Hang on. I guess I would have to open up some sort of a chat, right? Is there a chat? Oh, yeah, there's a chat.
Yeah, top right side. You can see the stream, but you can't comment. But you can comment in private chat, and I can share it. I used StreamYard for years, and the guests could comment in that, but this new program, they can't. You'd have to go straight to YouTube or Twitch to comment directly to people.
Can you see me now?
Yep, you're still frozen.
What the hell? I think it's Firefox.
Get rid of Firefox if you're going to be on here.
Yeah, use Chrome.
Use Chrome.
Yeah. All right, I'll be back.
Well,
All right.
I'm using Safari. It won't let me use Chrome on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone?
Yes, I'm on my phone. I'm too lazy to add it to my PC right now. So, I mean, how's sound?
Yeah, my phone is so little. I mean, I hate doing anything on my phone. I in a bedroom or something, or if somebody calls me, I'll check messages. But I prefer to have things on a big screen, where I can see.
Yeah, I like that too, but it kind of looks more natural when you guys sit right there. Because I like to have all my work I'm doing on the main screen.
And then quite often when I get done here, I'll go in the living room on my 70-inch, and I might watch a live stream. Then I got to pull up my phone to try to type in chat to comment to what I'm watching on TV.
Gary, blow me up, because I know everybody loves this. Hey guys, what do you think? Ooh,
sweet.
Look at that pattern. Isn't that cool?
Looks
good.
good.
That's pretty cool. Is that the engineering plate?
It's the bamboo. What do they call this? It's the one that's supposed to look like carbon fiber. They got, if you go to their store, they got a couple of pattern ones, and that's going to actually be in the finished print.
Yeah, it's called an effect sheet.
So, Rob,
yeah,
when is Bambu supposed to do all this? Now, I haven't printed with my Bambu in a bit, but I'm currently using Orca, so I'm going to have to start going back to Bambu Studio to transfer files and print.
I don't know, to be honest. It's been the big, there's been 0 days since the YouTube controversy stuff all over Twitter and Blue Sky for like the last couple days. So who knows? I've heard they backpedaled. I've seen that they have and that they haven't. I don't really know. All I know is that it's yet another reason not to. Oh, your mobile hobby, Mike. It's yet another reason for me not to lock into a printer. A closed source printer ecosystem. It's everything that I was afraid of has happened.
Is that Frankenstein's bride behind you?
Yeah, that is a life-size bride. Yes, sir. Well, you can't. Well, you can see it. Sorry.
It usually takes a camera for a minute to clear up, but yeah, we here.
Yeah, it's
Looks
a full
good.
size printing that for a guy who produces garage kits that I do all his printing for now. So that's big.
Here's something my sister was looking for me to print for my brother. He's into really old movies. Remember Combat Vic Morrow?
Yeah.
A long time ago, somebody done a bust of him online where he's wearing a helmet, and it was a one-off they were selling. It was out of copper, I think it was. And I was trying to find the file so I could print it for him. Well, that's really cool.
Is that out of resin?
Yeah, it's all resin.
That's sweet, man.
The hair is 2 pieces.
That's beautiful.
The back piece is still in the machine. That's Elsa, whatever her name is. I don't know. She's
doing better.
It was sculpted by
Mike. Are you doing better?
Hello?
Your transmission. You think you're doing better?
Me?
What?
Okay, try that again. Probably Mike. You're the one that just got Firefox, right? Just
I'm on Chrome now. I'm on Chrome
okay.
now.
So it seems like it's going better for you. Nothing's pumping up or anything like that.
Seems to be. Yeah.
Okay.
I just Firefox doesn't like this. Probably.
Yeah. Because when I first started with Jerry, I was freezing right and left, and I was a joke of everything, and yeah, and that's what we found out is Firefox doesn't like this.
Everybody would say, "Where's Kenny?" all the time.
Okay.
Just freeze and.
So that's why, as soon as I heard you say Firefox, I'm like, dump it.
Yeah.
I mean, for the show, dump it anyways.
So who was it that sculpted that model? Sorry.
It was sculpted by. Was that what I was saying? It was sculpted by someone called CG Verse. He's on Facebook. You can find him.
CG Verse. Okay.
Yeah. The guy that I did it for is Silver Screen Icons. Saul Alvarez. Jerry, you've probably seen his name all over Facebook. He's
Saul Alvarez. Is that the guy that repaints models?
He paints. Yeah, he's a professional painter. He's like, 30 years, 40 years of professional.
Yeah, I think that's the guy. He used to be on YouTube all the time. People would send him custom work that's painted nice, and he would repaint it better.
No, that's not Saul. Saul's more of a garage kit guy, like a resin guy, like monsters but he's in all the groups. You'll see his stuff. You'll know his name when you see him. But he has a company called Silver Screen Icons, and he produces a bunch of like horror kits. Vlad from the Dracula and Bela Lugosi and all stuff like that. And that's his bride, but it's a full scale of the version that he sells. So
my Peel Poly Phenon Forge, I just sold that about a week ago. A guy drove down from California. He had one like it. He works in the movie industry making props, but I didn't bother asking him who, or he didn't offer, and I didn't ask. If he doesn't want to offer, I don't need to pry. And he bought it. He says to him, the Peel Poly Phenon Forge was a small printer based on what he works with at work, whoever he works for.
Want to hear my Piopoly story?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Sure.
I think it's low as hell. That's why I sold it.
This will date me. Okay. So you remember the Piopoly Moai?
Yes.
It was the laser one, the kit that you built yourself. I was one of the first purchasers of that hunk of garbage. Never got one print out of it. It was basically a $1,500 boat anchor.
Yeah, the board, the top half you have to build. You got to build the extrusion, put the panels on it.
It was when they thought that SLA was going to be a thing, laser. I mean, no one does it like form, obviously, but I've never seen one since. And they went to the screen, right? Because that was a screen, right? That Piopoly that you sold. Yeah. And
my Uniformation GK2 is currently the only resin printer I have that's working. I have an old Danny Cubic. I don't even remember what it is, but the board went out on it.
Yeah, I've been through them all.
I've literally got hundreds of resin prints behind me and boxes in the other room. So I've done a lot of resin.
I know you're a machine. You're a machine.
Yeah, I used to have lots of printers going. I'd post on like 15 groups every week, all the stuff I'm doing, and you know, I kind of ran out of room and I got burned out on doing it, so now I don't post very much and print as much.
Yeah, the key is to sell it as you print it. Get rid of it so you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, I got so much stuff that I need to put on ads on Etsy or somewhere. And painted or unpainted, I got plenty to list.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm running 4 Saturn 12Ks, which is the 3, I guess. They call it the 3. 4 8Ks. I've got 4 Saturn 1 OG ones still kicking, but I don't really use them anymore because they're such shitty resolution. You know. You want to laugh? I still have my Ender 3 that I got when you remember when they do like, you know, remember Creality used to do like the introductory, you get it for $150, you know, that type of deal, you know what I mean? I still have that Ender 3 going. I mean, it's got $400 worth of upgrades, the new boards and new motors and direct drive and braces and all that stuff. But I still have that printer. It's still got the 10 millimeter center rail instead of the 20 millimeter that they came to eventually, you know.
There was some guy last week that done a video and he posted his video on Uniformation. In his video, he's telling people, take off your screen protector. You're losing resolution. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? At some point, you will get a neck in your FEP. It will get resin on the screen. And you may or may not be able to take a double-sided razor blade and clean it. Do not ever take off your screen protector. Never. I don't know why somebody put out such a video and believe him.
So I'll give everybody the one tip that you need if you're going to resin print. You need to go buy a silicone rubber spatula, like a burger flipper, cut the handle off and use it like a squeegee. Every time you print, you go over that FEP and make sure that there's nothing in there. And if you think you had a failure, you even question that you had a failure,
strain it,
that vat, and you strain it and put it back in. And that you'll never, ever break an FEP if you follow those rules and live by that code.
So what about exposing the resin for a short duration using, say, the toolkit from Wham Bam or just some old support material and just then peeling all of that off?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do that every time, but if you have fragments floating around in the resin, you're not getting them by that. It's not going to pick them up. Screen clean is a good way to guarantee that, you know, anything on the screen, but the spatula takes 2 seconds to just run through and touch the whole screen, you know what I mean? But like I said, if you even question that a support might have missed or something, you don't even take that chance, because the minute that you push that bed back down, it's over, done.
Yeah.
See you later.
You'll cut your FEP or break your screen.
Yeah.
I have a maker, there's a friend online, he's in the UK, I can't think of his name offhand, but he does tons of models. He does wicked stuff constantly. Greedy 3D done a video the other day, and I don't know why he did this, but it shows him dumping his resin back in his vat via funnel, and he doesn't have a screen in it. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You don't ever pour your resin back in the bottle unless you filter it. I'm like, why do you do that? People might think that and think, well, I don't need a screen. He didn't do it.
There's a reason why they give you a package of those filters with every bottle you buy, right?
Yeah, I didn't say nothing. I didn't want to comment in his video. Something like that, I'd message a person directly. I don't want to throw something in their chat and start any BS. So I don't know why he did that. Always filter everything.
I stay out of the groups because of that now. It's the peanut gallery with advice is sometimes it's, you know, somebody's got a problem with something. It's a bad screen. It's this, it's that. You know, these people will have you spending thousands of dollars on your printer when all it is your settings the whole time.
Yeah.
It cracks me up.
But most resin that I use, whether it be Sunlu, which I like Sunlu, it's reasonably priced. I love to pour and go. I don't like buying a resin and I got to spend a week trying to figure out how to print with it. I want to shake it up, pour it, use my basic stock settings I always use, and print. And 99% of the time, everything is fine. But sometimes I'll get resin or somebody want me to review it, and then I got to start tweaking everything, and then my supports fail, and that happens. I don't like using resin like that. I just want to shake it up and go. And usually that's what happens most of the time.
So advice number 2 is find something that works and stick with it. And don't change. Like you said, you know, I hate the bargain shoppers. You know, oh, I got this for $5. The reason why they're selling it for $5, guy. You know.
Oh, okay. I guess we were talking red.
And since I print in my house, it's always temperature controlled like everything else. I think it's 77 in here right now. So my resin room is adjacent to my house, but still enclosed. Everything's the same temperature. And the only time I usually leave my cover up because I have a time lapse on a Canon camera and it takes a picture every layer. That way I got those cool videos like you see at the FDM where it grows from nothing. So, but that wears out the shutter on a camera, and I actually went through a camera because of that. Because for each video, it's like 10,000 pictures later. A lot of clicks went into that pretty thing you're watching there for a matter of seconds.
Oh, hey, Tim. In the comments, he says he's using a CR30. So that's a little near and dear to my heart. I wonder if he's modded it at all.
People still use CR30s?
If they're modded, they might be okay. I mean, obviously, I'm biased towards belt printers. I have mixed feelings on it. Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Hey, Rob, tell everybody that may not know about the company that just picked up one of your kits and they're selling it.
Fabrico is selling my kits. I am still can't even believe it. I think they have 4 printers left of their original batch. 4 kits left of the original batch they ordered. So I'm just like, I can't believe that people are selling my little fun project. I'm actually working on one right now, so. But yeah, so
I plan to have one.
Yeah, I will send you one, Doug. I will send you. I have you and one other guy that I told him I would send one a long time ago that won it in a Christmas stream. That I still owe him that one too. So I haven't. If he's watching, I haven't forgotten about that gentleman.
And then any finished resin print that I've ever sold on Etsy, it's always been a one-off, and I've always listed a designer in the ad so that no one ever said, well, you're doing this, you're doing that. No, I'm selling something I made for myself, and if anybody that knows my channel, I've got so much stuff it's ridiculous. I sell one-offs that are finished or not finished, and I always list where they came from. I don't try to mass produce and do anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, belt printers are good for mass producing, but you can also do Scott's his drag racer.
Yeah.
I printed one of those in one piece off of my Crooked Crow. So, it's
quality.
Pretty good. I have it around here somewhere. I need to tune retraction and do it again because the cockpit supports didn't work. But the actual body of it, let me see if I can. I'm going to put this carriage down.
That guy makes. I have your email, but I need a mailing address.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It happens all the time.
If I get up and walk around, my bird's probably going to go off. So I'm going to mute myself until I find it.
I'll just reply to that.
Oh.
Mike, Hobby Mike, anything you want to talk about or anything you're wondering about? Or
No, I was talking to Mr. Frag the other day, and he said he was hanging out with you guys. So I said maybe I'll stop in one of these Saturdays. I'm usually
you're always welcome. I've been doing this for 3 or 4 years now. Every Saturday, I'm always here on Twitch and YouTube for at least 3 hours.
Did we lose Kenny?
Yep.
Where's Kenny?
But I got the. So
Give the camera in, it should clear up. And when you come in, guys, you can pick 1080p for your quality when you come into the stream.
I have.
That's some kind of drag racer. The drag racer.
Yeah, it's the frame for the drag racer. I got a tune retraction and print it again because little bits like this didn't work well.
What was that?
Huh? That was me blinking the. But you can look at the. There's a little where dejected from the belt there.
That looks good.
This is this right here. Ooh, no, this hand. That's the seam in the belt right there. So you can see that. I mean, obviously, this is where it came off the belt. So I need to adjust my belt a little better. But other than that,
that's I mean, considering how long that is, that's pretty good. You know.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So I'm like I said, it's not good enough quality that I want to use it. I want to print it again, but that's standard quality that I get off these things. So I'm happy with them.
For sequential prints,
Murph, and Rocky Mountain, they've always got their drag racers where people print them out. They're all exactly the same, and they go out and they race them and win prizes and things like that. They're originally, I believe, they're open source. Originally, I believe, designed by Scott Edge of 3D.
So I was going to say, for sequential prints, could you take into consideration the length of the belt, so where the seam is, to then avoid printing over it?
You could, but if you make your belt right, you don't have to worry about that. It just makes a small little, like, it doesn't layer shift or anything. The wrinkle on the top was when the nose came off the belt because my bed was higher than the rollers. So as it's peeling, it's lifting up the part that's printing until it gets over that initial and starts peeling it. So what I could have done realistically is I could have like put a flat bar. If I didn't want to tune my printer properly, which is stupid, I could have put a flat bar there so that started peeling and then it did the rest of the print, like a sacrificial nose brim or something. But again, that's something silly. Just make the bed the same height as the rollers and you don't have that problem. I was trying to rush to get it done. And,
that guy makes. I got your email. Thank you.
We all know how things turn out when you rush them. So.
I feel targeted there.
Still attacked?
It wasn't intended to be targeted, but.
Oh, Hobby Mike, what was your webpage? Were you going to share that in private, a link, and I'll post it for people?
I mean, yeah, it's not. You don't have to worry about that, Jerry. It's not a big deal, you know.
All right.
Your audience is probably not my target demographic, right?
Well, you never know.
You guys are all printing stuff, right? So, yeah. But I appreciate it, you know.
All right.
Well, we're not sexy enough.
No, it's hard to sell finished products to makers that can make them.
Yeah, makers make, right? You know what I mean? You know what? You know, I can't even sell anything to Frag anymore because he went and bought a printer.
I've showed things on that I've sold on Etsy, and people are like, you want how much for it? I don't want to get into explaining why. So
yeah.
But if you're able to make something better than I can make something, why would I not get you to make it for me?
Well, believe it or not, I do have a lot of customers that own printers that come to me because they can't do it as good. But you know, not that I'm tooting my own horn, but you know, it's not. Listen, like anything, it takes practice. You know, I mean, I've pressed print 5,000 or more times in my life. You know, maybe 10,000. I don't know. You know, so.
So you've got muscle memory for where that button location is, so that you can just
mean, you want to talk about supporting files in Resin? Like, I mean, I've probably supported 20,000 parts to models in my 10 years of doing this now. 9 years of doing this now.
You cut your hands and hurt your hands many times, and might even got a cup under a fingernail.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, I can't even put a number on it. You know, but. It takes practice, you know. It takes practice. That's all I can say is, you know, just keep doing it. Eventually, you'll get it. And if you don't get it, then
going, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you'll go crazy trying.
Yeah. Insanity. What's Einstein's definition of insanity? Right?
Yep. Do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
3D printing, basically. That's Einstein.
So many people come and go throughout the years, and like when you popped up in chat, it's like, hey, I remember him. I haven't seen you around a long time, but I've done.
Well, you know, so about a year ago, Jerry, my Facebook account, which had, you know, I've had for 10 years, and I've always gone under an alias because of work purposes. I My work had a social media policy. Facebook apparently says you can't do that anymore, and they deleted my account. I mean, I'm talking like Uber delete, like it's gone. They didn't give me a chance to,
appeal or
try to do anything about it or anything. They just, said, sorry, that's not your name, and you can't prove it's your name, so you're done. So that's kind of why you probably don't see me anymore, because I kind of fly under the radar now. But like I said, back in the day, I worked for a company that had a social media policy, so I always kind of, I didn't want to associate, with my real name, you know what I mean, online, that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, now in all my live streams, when I list my real email and chat all the time, and I do have other emails, but I forget to list them, so I list my main email. Now I get a lot of crap in my inbox. So.
Well, it's funny how things change. We went from growing up saying don't talk to strangers on the internet and never ever get in their car to calling people on the internet to go explicitly ride in their car.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very good. Very, very, very good. That's good. I like that.
I sell a lot on Marketplace, different things, and I'll get people to come over and I don't know them. Sometimes I invite them in the house and show them all this, and sometimes I don't. I've always had a talent of talking to somebody and I can get a vibe about them, a sense of character.
Intuition,
Yeah. Like a dog. I've got intuition like a dog.
So, Mr. Frag, did you ever print that thing or no?
Which what?
Your John Wayne. Did you ever print it and try it or no?
No, I've been working on the Defiant case and getting these FDM printers lined out, and then going through the files for John Wayne, because I know Kenny was interested, and I'm just trying to get a kind of a gauge of how long it. I thought I had a tracker, that I usually keep a tracker whenever I'm doing a resin print, just so I know in case I got to make another one. But I'm trying to find that. But yeah, that's the plan this week, because down here in Texas, they're expecting snow. We're supposed to get down to 17, so I don't think a lot of people are going out, and so I'll have time to sit up here and go through my stuff. So
this last week wasn't good for me, communication wise. Between the getting the implants done on Thursday, before that I had the flu, so I was sitting in that chair just praying to God while he was in my mouth. I wasn't going to cough my guts out.
Yeah, be careful about that.
I told him. I called him and told him, because the VA, every time you say flu, they think COVID.
Yeah, Frag, you posted a picture of John Wayne 4 or 5 days ago, and I tagged Kenny in it. I don't know if Kenny's seen the post.
Yeah, I friend requested Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get caught up. If you would have seen me yesterday morning, I look like well, you were on here when I said that. I look like Fat Albert yesterday morning. The lips.
Yeah, I invited Dan Brewster last week. I thought he was going to drop in, and he never did. So I don't know if he got busy or what.
Oh, Dan. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
You and Dan are still friends, Frag, right?
We are acquaintances, I guess you could say.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have a lot of acquaintances. I consider a lot of you guys friends, but you're acquaintances.
Yeah, no, I know there's a difference. I consider, Mike's a friend, you're a friend. Like I consider people friends, but other people don't consider people friends. They consider you an acquaintance. So it's good to know, I think, in any relationship where you stand. And sometimes you find out, 10 years later. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Will they pull you out of a rut? Will they give you bail money? Will they help you through a divorce?
Bail money?
So.
Yep.
Will they help you with a breakup? No.
You don't ask.
Don't ask. don't ask questions if you say, I need you to be here. They just ask, do I need to bring a bag or a shovel?
Yeah. Real friends are 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. friends, as I call them. Because if they're going to help you outside of 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., they're real friends. If you call
Damn,
them,
now I got a country song going stuck in my head. Find out who your friends are.
I contact people through Messenger typically, and some people answer right away, and other people it might be a week. So I guess not everybody has Messenger on their phone or computer. They don't check it very often.
I only have Messenger and Facebook. I don't even in a web browser, in a separate web browser, because I'm an IT guy, so I don't trust Meta.
Even though they said they brought back freedom of speech.
Yeah.
That guy makes. What'd you make? What are you playing with? What'd you make?
I made this on the Cobra 3. I don't know. It's just some gyro. It's one of the stock prints. So
It's a gyro, right?
yeah.
Just sit inside a frame with the two little nipples. That nipple sticking up where it trims.
He said nipple.
Easy killer. Easy killer.
Tab. I don't know what you want to call it.
Pointy thing.
Alignment pen.
That's cool. What's the pink thing behind you? What kind of creature is that over there on your left?
That one?
Yeah.
That one. Let me grab it.
Is that a Pokemon?
No.
Oh, looks like a. Is that a I'm the baby?
This is.
Is that a I'm the baby?
This is Princey from New. Here, actually.
Oh, okay.
This is Princey from New Makers, the Filament company. My sponsor.
Okay.
So they wanted me to make this on my Neptune 4 Max, then so I did. I have no banana fish scale.
What's the infill? It looks when you had it up kind of angled, you could kind of see through it. Would you do like 10%?
Yeah, it's 2 walls and lightning infill. But the Blazing Prince recommended, I believe. Who recommended that? But
Is there a slight layer shift on his feet?
yeah, there is. So the printer didn't home correctly, and I since fixed that. So the feet have a slight layer shift.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to
Looks
point
like-
it out. I was just wondering about the model.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't like it. I don't enjoy that, but it looks really good from it back there on that printer that's not functioning at the moment.
Nice. Almost everything I've done FDM has been 6 top, 4 bottom, 4 perimeter, usually like 5% infill. When I done the Joker behind me, I did his head in lightning, and it actually came out perfect. I'm like, wow, I saved so much filament and time by using lightning, which is basically hollow. It just puts a little sliver here and there where it has to be on the inside.
Almost like internal tree supports.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hobby Mike,
So go ahead, Jerry.
Hobby Mike, most of your resin prints, what do you go, like 2 millimeters thick?
It depends on the size, Jerry. Like the scale of the figure, like a 12-inch figure is usually a little more. An 8-inch figure is usually about that. Yeah. If you're, these days, one of the things that people have tragically learned is when you're dealing with the big stuff, especially the wicked stuff, like the way he does all the weird poses and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to think about that because I've seen these prints just sag and, in the heat or the moisture, they don't like humidity and they don't like heat. I know I have a customer in Puerto Rico and he's got he's on the island. He's got high humidity, high heat, and he's had prints literally just sag and fall over from the moisture, So, you just need to be strategic. I would never go below 2 millimeters.
All of Wicked's alien stuff, I printed the power loader with Ripley. I done it. It's about 90% painted. I'll never finish it completely. It's good size. Then I did the Xenomorph, which is like 6 something tall, almost 7 foot.
Yeah. I mean, some of his
to do a loader, right, Mike?
What's that?
Didn't we do a loader? That arm thing?
We did that. Who is that guy that you did that for? He created those little toys. What was that guy's name?
Well, it was two guys up in New York. Starts with a.
No, this guy was in California. This guy was in California, and he
yeah.
Little
Yeah, you're
chibi
right.
type. He printed them in little chibis, right? Didn't he make them like real small?
Skyro or Skylo
Yeah,
or
something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. I thought that was you, but yeah, you're right. It was him because I did a couple of those figures for him. That was a pain in the butt because it was, the mini stuff. So
that was like my first bulk customer. I was so out of my element back then. That was like 2018. I was just getting started. I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. I probably lost my shirt on that deal. But it's part of it.
Oh, that's right. You printed them. I designed it, and then you shipped it to him.
Yeah, you sculpted them, and I print them for him. I printed them for him, and yeah. There you go, Jerry. That's good. Yeah,
it'd be so cool to have one of these that was real. You're a multimillionaire. You got a fab shop, and you make a real one. This would be so cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't that
What's that guy that does the Iron Man stuff? He has a multi-million-dollar shop.
Oh yeah,
Industry has those on Treads.
Yeah, Hacksmith.
Yeah, Hacksmith should be.
I've seen people make like the Halloween costume type things. The cosplay things like that. Like with the out of foam. I guess it is. What is it? Is it foam? Right.
Yeah, but now there's a flexible. Now there's a flexible TPU that the cosplayers are making, and they're just 3D printing. They're not even doing the foam anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to a guy the other day that's a big cosplay guy.
Like I said, I'm so out of the loop on FDM stuff. I don't. I'm.
Oh, trust me, I'm in the same boat.
I hate to admit it, but I just, I don't. I just don't.
Speaking of, Rob, you were making a comment earlier in regards to Bambu and being open source and that whole thing that they're trying to do. When me and Mike kind of started around the same time, like 2017, 2018, and when I started, everybody was using non-enclosed beds and all these other things, and I bought this Tier Time, which is a commercial, and everybody thought I was crazy because they had their own slicer. It was commercial enclosed heated bed. I was doing ABS, and then fast forward 10 years, and now everybody and their mama's doing it. But I think, like, I've had a few friends tell me to download Orca for Bambu, and I'm like, I just haven't done it. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, the point, if you have a software that works that's specifically for the machine, then use it. Now, there are people that say you get better results with Orca than you would their slicer, but I'm like, well, then spend the time dialing it in on their. I mean, they obviously did product research. They're obviously a global force to be reckoned with in the 3D print community. So I think if you want good quality, because for me, fast forward, almost 10 years, when I reached out to Tier Time, I was like, hey, I'm doing this Defiant, and here's the project. They were like, here's a printer. They didn't ask me for anything in return because they know that I'm going to use it, but I just use their software. So I think the open source argument, right, is there, but obviously you're an IT guy. So from your standpoint, why do you like the open source versus just utilizing the software that was designed for that machine?
It's a little bit into right to repair. In fact, actually, it's entirely right to repair. Have you ever fixed a laptop?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a computer.
I own a small mom and pop computer store. So
okay.
Let's say somebody comes in with an HP 360 laptop and plops it down on my desk and says, I want to get this thing fixed. It's not running right and the screen hinge is cracked. because HP nowadays stands for hinge problem. Because they blow out all their their laptop screen hinges.
It's just bad design on the lids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I open it up and I look inside, and they've got proprietary ribbon cables connecting daughter boards. Their motherboard is specific to not just an HP 360, but an HP 360 with this processor made for these 3 months with the same serial number as this laptop motherboard in another HP 360 that looks identical, except it has a standoff in a different location. Can you get the parts? No. Can you fix this? Well, it's going to be tricky. Buy the wrong part, try it, so on and so forth. So that is my viewpoint of right to repair, is that they make more money making disposable crap that ends up in the landfill. So why pay money for a whole new laptop or a whole new assembly that costs hundreds of dollars when it's just a 5-cent piece of plastic that broke? I absolutely get where you're coming from, though, because a lot of people bought like crappy printers, like Longer or whatever, that came with their own slicer. They took an old version of something and slapped their brand on it and never updated the slicer, never tuned it properly, and it gave crap results. People that don't get a premium product that has already tuned and tweaked, I completely agree with you. But
I think so. I've never. This goes to the conversation that I've had for a lot of years. Is when I first got my first my first printer, everyone was like, "Well, you could have bought a Prusa, you could have bought a Creality, you could have bought 10 of them."
Dude, you
back
could have
then,
had a Dell. Remember that commercial?
Yeah. So in 2017, I bought that Tier Time for $2,000. That was a lot of. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but it wasn't common. When I could have bought 10 or 8 other printers, that weren't enclosed or whatever. I have never repaired a printer. I've never taken one apart. I didn't have to do that with Tier Time. I just because their nozzle is interchangeable. So if I needed a part, I would just contact them and they would send it, and then it's easy replacement. But I get the right to fix, especially since a lot of the community, earlier it was about tinkering, building, and printing, right? And I think Bambu's taken out the first 2, and now you just get to print, and you don't get to tinker. You don't get to find out how it works, because I think as a species we like to know that. We like to know why things are the way they are.
Right. No.
All right. I got a correction. I just heard about tinkering. Okay. And sorry to cut you off, Rob. Okay. I am a Kickstarter for Bambu. Okay. I'm like, well, there's a bunch of us out there. I know I'm not the only one. But long story short, I went through about a month and a half of repairs on my Bambu. I did a lot of tinkering on my Bambu printer.
First generation of anything is really, it's out there. It's like, well, I want to get that. I got to be the first. And then you got.
No, man, it's not just that. Okay. I like the technology. Okay. That's why I bought it. So,
would I be right in saying, Fred,
by the way, I want to make something perfectly clear with you. I am not the first one to go out and buy the biggest and baddest. I'm not the first one to buy.
I'm just saying.
I don't camp out in front of an iPhone store.
Okay. First off, don't raise your voice at me. I'm simply making a statement.
Well, I'm just saying you do that with me, man.
No, with anybody. Whenever a company comes out with a new product and you're the first person to buy it, all these people have trouble. Then they come out with the next generation. They get, it gets better over time.
At least that's what we hope.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't happen.
I have no problem with anybody buying something as a tool. Oh, bye, Kenny. Sorry, poor guy.
Later, dude.
He's probably all pain and spicy because he's the oral surgery and stuff. Poor guy. Like I said, I don't have any problem with anybody buying something as a tool to get things done. It's people. Does anybody here know why Creality called their first set of mass-produced printers the Enders?
No.
Terminator to kill all the competition.
Mm.
That is my issue right there.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna my initial first video was gonna be for the new year, was gonna be about my tier time, right? And then all that stuff happened with Bambu and Maker World. So my first video ended up being, you know, why I got banned. But in that research mode, which I already knew, commercial wise, tier time had been around since 2013, before Prusa. Before Prusa put out their first printer, tier time was out doing commercial stuff. They're just not in the same, you know, lane as the hobbyists and things like that.
Yeah,
However,
companies need to work out all the bugs on their printers before they put them out and people buy them. Then they have all these problems. Then you got to get the next generation, and
I think,
you know, et cetera, et cetera.
if I may add, this community or this hobby was started because of guys like Prusa who did it,
right.
So people could
Well, because the
rep rap means build your own, make your own, be able to print your, you know, that's.
I mean, when I first started,
there's still a hardcore group of guys, right?
Oh yeah,
that never got into the maker bots or the, you know, like you said, your printer, which is closed source, and you know, people never got into that. But the majority of people, I think, you know, like.
Well,
like
because
Rob said,
I came
you know,
from a
reality
manufacturer
came out and changed everything because, you know, they dominated.
Well,
you know, it's.
I came from a manufacturing job. You know, I came from oil and gas. So whenever I was thinking about making something, I thought I had to go buy. I didn't know. I had no idea about this community. I just thought I got to go find a commercial 3D printer. And then once I got that, I realized, well, I'm missing out. I'm missing out on that culture of the riffraffs because I never built my own. To this day, I've never done it.
My
But
first
not necessarily though.
Go ahead.
You weren't necessarily missing out on the whole being the hobbyist bit with your, as I tried to question earlier, the appliance level of the tier time, because you still could have had a look at what the community was doing, and you could have dipped your toes into that. But
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm in the community. I mean, I designed the crap load of stuff for people, and they've printed it all over the world. I just, you know, stuck with mine, and then when I graduated to Resin, I haven't done FDM in 3.5 years. I don't miss. I realized after printing this Defiant, I don't miss it. I don't miss FDM. I don't miss layer. You know, dealing with layer height and layer lines and lifts and retract speed and, you know, whatever. I couldn't even imagine if I had a printer that I had to build and do that process. I would have just lost my mind, because I spent 2.5 weeks on the smartest dumb machine that I ever got, which was free. I can tell you right now, if somebody would have said, here's $2,000, buy any printer you got, I can tell you right now, I would not have bought a Bambu. Wouldn't have done it.
No, I get it. I have a buddy that does industrial. He's a millwright, basically, a millwright for glass printing, like printing on glass, etching cups, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he bought a Ultimaker, a very expensive, like $2,500 Ultimaker 2XL or something like that, and only put the Ultimaker filaments in it because he said, it's not worth my time to fiddle. It's not worth my time to muck about. I want the parts. This is a means to an end, not a toy.
Right.
So
it's a tool, not a toy.
Exactly. So he went out, he did get a Bambu now, so he has the Ultimaker and the Bambu. But I mean, I get it. We're a different. I'm coming from a different avenue than he is, because he uses it justifiably. I mean, he's got a mill and a CNC mill and a CNC lathe and like CNC plasma cutters. He's got laser engravers, like ones that can do multicolor with a machine arm to load stuff. I mean, cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. And I enjoy working with the guy. But yeah, he's not doing what I'm doing here. And I get it. It's different avenues to different things.
I haven't heard from Liam lately. Mad Cat, I send him a link every week. He's still out and about, but maybe one of these days he'll drop back in.
Yeah, I think, you know, like to Bambu's point, like you got to buy certain plates to do certain things, and you got to have like going from the X1C to the X1E. It's literally like I think $600 more, and all you're getting is a different extruder head and something about the chamber. It's not even worth it when you're printing ASA. I mean, what are you printing at 300 degrees that you have to have an X1E? Because I'm printing ABS and ASA, and I mess with the profiles for 2 weeks and it prints well.
And that's the thing about it too, is that okay, so you can get something off the shelf that does it, but they're doing all avenues. They have the A1 Mini that's what, like under $200 now?
Right. Yeah.
So let's give away a roll of filament, guys.
Alrighty.
We're going to give away one roll of Polymaker filament. It's some of the best filament on the planet. They ship almost everywhere. They got every type and color you can think of under the sun. Must be present to win in chat. We're going to spin for one person. I'll put my email in chat. Well, actually, yeah, I'll put my email in chat. You can contact me by my email if you win. And then while we're streaming, I'll get the link and the code and send you so you can pick up a roll. The code is worth $35. So if you were to buy two $20 rolls, you pay the difference, and then you get 2 rolls for the price of 1, basically. So here we go. Let me go through and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. You'll see your name listed. And here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody.
Old Gamer Dad.
Old Gamer Dad, are you in chat? Congratulations, Old Gamer Dad. He was here earlier. I don't know if he's still in chat, but if you're here, please say something. Hopefully you're not getting a commercial. We'll wait a little bit and see if you answer. And he says, I am, yay. Let me pop that up on the screen here when I see it in my program. Oh, here he is, right here. Congratulations. Here, I'll put my email in chat. Shoot me an email, and I'll send you back your winning info when I get it from the Polymaker here in a minute.
Got some good filament there.
Yeah, Zoltech is good stuff.
There's my email. You write your name down. Let me get that off the screen.
So I'm just going to wrap up the conversation, I guess, which is this. I have no problem with printers like Bambu existing. I have no problem with Bambu as a company existing, as long as they don't intentionally try to take away options and lock things down. That's it.
Monopolize.
Yeah, they are doing a vertical monopoly with the intention of killing everyone else. And I have a problem with that. That's it.
The consumers are the ones who let it happen, though. If we continue buying Bambu, then they will. But if people still buy Vorons and other things, then they'll figure out that it's not working. They still got a large share, but we, as consumers, dictate it.
Right. Well,
but we did the same. But everybody did the same thing with Prusa's. Remember when Prusa was like the king of the hill? Everybody, you know, and you know, they had a good product. And when you're trying to make stuff to sell, you want the best.
I guess it turns down to, like, I don't know if anybody else here is into cars and older, like Frag. It's like the tuner culture of 90s Japanese cars versus buying a Ferrari. It's, you want, yeah. I love working on cars. If it was a little warmer out and a little more light out and I had more time, I'd be out there wrenching right now. But I don't want to have to buy proprietary tools. I don't want to have to reflash this module to go with this because I changed this on this. And that's why my newest car is a 2009. And I never plan on getting a newer car than that.
I never plan on fixing a car. I'll pay somebody else to do it. I hate the idea of fixing a car. But I'd rather have the options of having a dozen or so mechanics that I could take a vehicle to, because then, you know, competition drives the price down, makes it cheaper for me. But if they all have to go buy that daft proprietary tool, you know, the Allen wrench or something with a weird notch in it for arbitrary reasons, I don't want that because that makes it more expensive for me.
So, Apple. I saw Apple go through the chat there. XY Bird Tech. Who has anybody here replaced his screen on an Apple laptop?
No.
I had to get one
I've not had the choice.
replaced before, but I haven't done it myself.
Okay. I've replaced hundreds of screens on Apple laptops. It's one of the most common repairs. That, the battery, and the keyboard. To replace a screen on an Apple computer, I did a screen on an Apple laptop Friday, and then and then I did the timing belt, spark plugs, upper intake manifold, gasket, water pump on my wife's V6 SUV. There were more fasteners to replace the screen in the Mac than there were to do the timing belt, water pump, spark plugs, upper manifold, gasket, all that on my wife's Santa Fe. And on top of that, Apple will, for no reason at all, serialize every part inside the computer. The camera module, the screen angle sensor, the motherboard, the battery, they're all serialized in the new computers. And if you take an exact same part from an exact same Mac and swap them out, it won't just say the serial numbers don't match. It'll do like little weird quirks to make you think you broke it when you fixed it.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that, Rob.
Yeah.
Cars are more. Everybody needs a car. Not everybody needs a computer or a 3D printer. And cars have been around for a while, so they don't have to. They don't have to serialize a water pump. They don't have to serialize. They don't. It's like one of those like the Betty Boop thing that me and Mike were talking about. Like cars are cars.
But
John, do you like to have a chat?
They're serializing starters on hybrids now.
Old Gamer Dad, check your email. You should have got it from Polymaker. I sent you a link and a code. Thank you.
Some of the German cars now are using proprietary security bolts to hold like the thermostat, like reverse Torax with a pin. Why?
Well, is that because so when you talk about the hybrids and the electric, right? It's like with anything, it's not combustion. It's not been around. It's not well known. It's like whenever DVD players came out. I remember my dad was like, big movie guy, and he was like, I want to get a DVD player. But at the time, they, believe it or not, they were $850 for a DVD player. He was like, I'll wait like, yeah. He goes, I'll wait like 3 years and they'll be down. And now you can go to Big Lots and get one for $25.
If you can even find one for sale, yeah.
Yeah. So, do I think that? I mean, I don't remember who it was talking about. I think it was. He's not on here now. In like my son's 7. Think about like in 70 years that everyone may have a form of a 3D printer in their home dispensing their medication or dispensing food or replicating those types of things. But for right now, all that stuff's proprietary because they're trying to maintain their market. Whereas a car, you only have like the big 4, big 5. And now that they're going into electric and they're going into hybrids, that stuff has to be maintained as proprietary so that they have a leg up in the market, which is what Bambu's trying to do. They're trying to stay on. Yeah.
So paper printers have been around for what, 50 years at least?
Yeah.
Then why
more,
is
way more.
Yeah, more than maybe 70 years. Computer paper printers. Why has HP locked out third-party ink and will brick your printer if you look at it wrong?
Oh, you know what? I heard about that because my ex-wife has an HP printer. And she couldn't do anything because it sent her some kind of notification about she had to order her ink. She couldn't go to like get like a generic whatever one.
I've got a laser jet, and I put generic in it, and I had to change some kind of a QR code. And I forget what I had to do. Yeah, it's an HP. It was a headache.
HP inkjet printers, and with the HP Instant Ink subscription, where if you have a perfectly fine working printer with perfectly fine ink, but your credit card expired, they'll brick your printer over the internet.
Oh, great!
So that was my concern when I did the banning, when I did the banning video for Bambu. was there were a lot of questions. And if you get banned, do you have a brick? You know, because it's Maker World, it's all these things that are intertwined with Bambu. And when I had that meeting with them, she was like, "Oh, no, no, no." I'm like, well, in my head, to your point, I was like, well, what's stopping you when everything that goes with your printer, if you decide that I'm not, doing a good job or whatever, you could just lock me out of my $2,000 printer.
Somebody will find a way around everything. Everything that's designed, somebody's out there hacking it and fixing it and make it,
But Jerry,
just everything.
But that's the point he's trying to make, is that you wouldn't be able to do that with them.
Yeah. If an HP printer has any kind of issue, you throw it away and buy a new one. An HP inkjet printer. They're not worth fixing. And it's all about greed. Blasto's exactly right. Greed is why. There's no reason for it other than e-waste and greed.
I have a laser now that I bought off of an auction site, but I think it was an Amazon auction site. But the last time I had an inkjet, it seems to me the ink costs more than the printer once you buy all the ink.
Yeah, that's why they have the eco tanks now. The Epson eco tank is my go-to recommendation for my clients for an inkjet printer. But yeah, I mean, HP, I have Brother laser printers, HP laser printers. Even some of them will still go non-genuine cartridge. You can't print. You got to like reset the odometer in the side of the drum if you want, or in the cartridge if you want to refill it with powder. That's a Brother laser thing. HP's, you have to like take the chip off and swap it with the other chip, or like reflash it using an SPI interface. So why? If they make it so that it's so difficult to save $50 that it's not worth it. And that's their model, and it's anti-consumer. It's just pure greed.
So I'm guessing that's why third-party ink companies give you the bag to then ship the cartridges to them, so they've then got the chips to then parts harvest.
Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
So, we help you recycle, keep the stuff out of landfills, and make some bucks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mad Cat, I do love Brother laser printers, but some of them are DRM-y. They even have a little mechanical gear that after it prints so many pages, it flips around and says, I'm done.
Oh, wow.
Hadrian, I do agree. HP LaserJets are decent printers, but the newer ones are garbage. So, anyways, that's my IT side that's my 2 cents. I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry.
I mean, it's a good conversation to have, especially for people that are watching Jerry's show that don't necessarily are getting into the hobby or doing things, to know what they're getting into. I was introduced to I had friends that had Bambus, and they were trying to get me, I call them the Bambu Nation, but Bambu actually calls people that have Bambus pandas, to be honest with you. And so I was like, I don't want to be a part of this Bambu Nation, type thing. And then
they're eating it up.
Dan actually said, hey, upload some of your models to Maker World. You can get points, it's free marketing. And I did that. And then I got banned for people liking my stuff and downloading my stuff. Those are called fans, not, because they felt like someone was trying to cheat the system. And it's like, well, are you going to talk to me about it, or are you just going to ban me? So I think having that level of control is another thing as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have as much experience with Bambu because they're a newer company, but I have had Creality walk past me at events that you wouldn't know that they're Creality, except for they have a tiny little tag sewn into the side of their backpack that says Creality, and they're looking at all the stuff that people are coming out with and asking questions about it. That was Midwest Rip Rap Fest 2021, 2022, something like that. And they were very interested in the printers I had because I had some interesting things there. They didn't introduce themselves as Creality or anything.
Can we buy that one? Can we buy it?
I got some decals that I wanted to put on my my Ripley model, my Walker, and I have an inkjet. Or I got a laser jet, and they won't print out that bright. I would need an inkjet printer with the paper I have to print out the decals that would look really bright, because my inkjet's not that bright on colors.
or using HP brand ink.
Talk about it.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that dig. Sorry, Jerry. Not dig, but joke.
SLD PRT to STL. I don't recognize that format. SLD PRT.
Solid print.
Solid print, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. It's a CAD format, a CAD platform. SolidWorks, I think. I don't use the software, so I'm not an expert in it.
I'd just say Google it and see what AI tells you.
You get Fusion for free.
Well, Fusion doesn't do everything and give you all the rights that other things do. So
Yeah.
Fusion is amazing.
But for the hobbyist, it's better than trying to learn solid state.
I am going to go grab a little flathead screwdriver. I'm just going to go out of frame for a second.
Quick, start talking about him.
Shh, everybody talk about him now. He's gone.
Rob is such a genuine, nice person.
Thank you, Doug. And everybody is welcome to talk about me. I don't
Andrew.
I could hear you guys. You couldn't see me, and I mute because the bird goes off when I get up. So
Yeah,
The worst bit
Andrew's
about
been on
Rob
here
is so
before.
kind.
Uh-huh.
He will let you borrow his brain.
Just gotta give it back.
What's going on, Tor? Oops, that's not
Yes,
it.
Blasto is correct, by the way. Quote, Rob is a handsome, nice guy, and his bird is cool. The reaction in chat
I
was
was like, oh.
Yeah, Blasto's been on here before. It's been a long time, but he's been on here a couple times.
Who?
Blasto.
So,
Oh, yeah.
it's been a while, Blasto. Are you gonna go to an event again?
At one time or another, almost everybody's been on here. Even Joe Telling has been on here a long time ago during a pandemic.
I'm here representing
A while ago.
Joe in some ways.
Some people drop on and they think it's not their cup of tea, depending on what we're talking about and depending on what they do as content creators. And I totally understand that if they don't come back. Somebody might say the wrong thing and they don't want to have somebody get the wrong impression of them being on the live stream, depending on what's being talked about. Totally understand.
Well, I asked Woo to join us once, and she said that she can't ever get on video stream. This is before her wings got clipped, because she doesn't want to ever be put in a situation where she has to answer something a certain way publicly.
Yeah.
Is she like around still, or is she gone?
She's still alive.
China shut her down because that's what China does to a lot of people.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Yeah.
We'll make you disappear. You do what we say, kind of thing. Sad. And it's hard to talk to somebody privately about such a subject because they don't know what's being monitored on what they say. So
Yeah.
Or if you're going to repost it, screen cap it, and
or anything, yeah.
Especially China, they're listening to everything she's saying anyway. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
it's
kind of
bad. I
just dropped.
understand.
Yep. So,
I'm just going to put my build plate back in my printer. One moment.
alrighty.
And the only way you could really interview somebody like that and have a live stream is to make it a premiere where you don't have a live chat. You know, you do a one-on-one with them and you go down a certain path and a lot of times when I used to interview people, I'd send them the questions I want to ask them, and in advance I'd say, is it okay if I ask you this or say this? And I don't want to put nobody on the spot. And then they're like, well, you know, now what do I do? You got to predetermine what you're going to ask them, and then you post a premiere. Your chat is live, but they're not live with your chat. So chat can't directly say something to them, and then they get put on the spot. So, pre-tape it.
And I'm back.
I think Woo posted something about a week ago, but it immediately got deleted or something like that. So, yeah.
yeah, I thought it was over about a year or so. Yeah, right. Or at least what's there anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm working on a printer that got put next to a heater, not by me, and it's a PLA framed printer,
Oh,
and
its phone died. Okay.
it completely warped the printer.
Did you try printing with it warped?
No, it wouldn't have worked. The gantry had so.
You just try and work out what angle it was at, and then try printing.
It was angle of not connected anymore.
Let's fix it in the slicer. It's fine.
Check the firmware.
Oh wow! Check the chat, Doug.
Here's a link.
Listen
When you
to
want
the
to make a
narrator
print like
audio
you're dropping on camera and chit chat, here's a link.
Blasto, hop on in if you can.
Give me a line and I'll say it.
That's dangerous. This is a family-friendly show, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
Within reason, yeah.
That within reason. Love it.
Oh, Jerry, speaking of which, I don't want to presume anything, but if you would be willing to give me a second chance at an interview because I did so poorly at the first one.
Sure, you want to pre-tape something, let me know whenever you want to do it. You can talk about print a block and share links, and yeah, whenever you want to do that, we can do it.
Doug's print a block. But yeah.
Oh, it came out talking about your baby belt kit.
Yeah.
If you wanted to interview me, go for it. I mean, there's not a lot interesting at the moment. Oh, there is interesting things, but it's all daft.
Are you on Facebook?
Me?
Yeah.
There's an account that exists, but I don't actively use it.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Discord.
Discord?
Yep, I'm in your Discord community.
Okay.
I mean, I'm currently in the mild swing of things after Polymaker, so may as well give it a go. Did I just run out of filament? That's amazing.
If you had a bamboo, it would tell you that.
Well, I'm assuming that my K1's ran out of filament because it's just decided to park its head in the middle of the bed and just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, layer 2 out of 3.
There he is.
I'm back. Oh, yeah.
We can hear you.
Great.
You know, some people that don't want to be on camera, they pick an emoji. It can either be like we see it, or you can pick whatever picture you want, and you don't have to be on camera.
You can be like Zolan and be a raccoon.
Yeah, as long as we know who you are coming in, I will allow you to not have a camera. But if somebody randomly comes in, if I can't see who they are or their backdrop, and I know that they're a maker or someone might know them, I got to be careful who I let on camera, unless they've been here before.
Right. I couldn't. I don't have a camera on my PC normally, so.
And then on YouTube, I got to set up the subscriber mode. In order to comment, you got to subscribe for 5 minutes. The reason that's set that way is I used to get porn bots a long time ago, and a lot of people did. So if you set that to 5 minutes subscribe, the porn bots won't show up with spamming garbage.
Actually,
so that guy makes. You could always OBS to and use.
I'm literally doing that right now.
Well, no, I was going to say you could, as a fantastic workaround, take one of the camera feeds off of your 3D printers, and then point that in your general direction.
Well, the only issue is the only printer that even has a camera on it is the Bambu, and it's horrible. So.
3 frames a minute.
It's the A1 Mini. It's horrible.
What are we looking at, Rob?
Mild warpage from the PLA printer that was left on a heater vent.
You've got a printer with that's enclosed that you could get nice and warm, right?
Yes, but just print another one.
Okay,
so we need 3D printed printers.
So we need to get that over to Josh to get it shredded to then get it ready to put into the waffle stomp.
Yes. Well, the waffle stomp, you wouldn't even have to shred it. You just break it into a couple pieces.
Oh,
But this
Yeah.
is the new Polymaker like wannabe silk that's actually strong. So it was a good test, and it is definitely stronger than standard silk.
Yeah, silk have a lot of pretty colors. It depends. In the past, I got to be careful what I print with silk.
Printed solid. I apologize. Sorry, Jerry.
No worries.
How do you spell? Is that how you? That's not. There's no way that's right. I
Charlie
can't.
Alpha Mike Echo Romeo.
Tell me how you spell
Alpha.
camera.
CAMERA.
There.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Camera is died. DEAD.
Perfect.
No, go for the memes. Have it ever so slightly cropped as well, so we can't see it.
We get things like this in chat a lot, but that's because whoever's typing in whatever country don't understand the exact translation to English because we got a weird language. We got a lot of slang in English.
Yes.
Now you just need an animated GIF on there.
Yeah, I'll be getting one now. It's appropriate.
I'll be your huckleberry.
Waffle Stomper.
Is what link active? The one to drop in?
So, Hadron, there is a
Not letting
project
you in.
that
I
Rob
should
has
let
in the
you in.
background.
Here, let me copy it again. Here, let me copy a new link. And I'll repost it. Okay, here's a new link. Yeah, we can have up like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 people on at one time. I think last week we had 10 on. But it should be working fine. We currently got 34 people still watching, 8 of which are on Twitch, the rest on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, please give me a follow. I'd appreciate it. YouTube, it's free. The subscribe button's free to do so. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mad Cat popping in. Hey, Mad Cat.
What's up, kids?
There you go. See, he's got an emoji right in the middle there.
Yeah, he does.
His logo.
Oh, crap. It's backwards, though. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix that.
How you been, Corey? What's going on?
Keeping busy.
Yeah, Kenny's on medication. He had a bunch of work done on his mouth, and I'm under normal conditions. I think he takes medication from issues he had in the military, so he gets upset real easy. But I wasn't trying to pick him out in general. I was just saying that people that go out and get on Kickstarters and buy things right away when a company comes out with a new product, they're the people that are going to have the most problems because companies like to get things out there and sell them before they're ready and before they work all the bugs out. And he thought I was picking on him, which I wasn't. So anyway, what it is, whatever. I just don't appreciate people yelling at me on my own stream.
No, you're the host. It's your stream. They should respect that.
Anyway, so if he comes back in the future, he does. If he don't, I don't care one way or another.
Hadron, and Blasto. It's code name for a project I'm working on for Filament recycling system that literally uses a cylinder liner and a piston inside of a toaster oven to re-extrude plastic.
Hey, if it's jank and it works, is it really jank?
Yep, and that's why it's called the Waffle Stomper.
Hey, Phoenix. How you doing, buddy?
Extrudes it.
Hope you're doing good, Phoenix. Haven't seen you online on chats lately. So, Hobby Mike, are you retired now from the real world? You just do everything you're doing now full time?
Yeah, that's I'm a professional 3D printer. That's what I call myself. So
cool.
I'm sorry that guy makes. I'm just watching the raccoon.
Yeah. My humor is broken.
Oh, that came through?
The real world sucks anyway. You know, why would you want to be in the real world? right?
I got to
Just
get an
haven't got the latest
ultrasound of my
DLC.
leg on Monday. Because one of my legs, my lower calf, is extremely reddish brown. It burns, hurts like hell, 24/7. I have trouble sleeping at night. They done a scan on it a few months ago that I'm still paying on that bill, and they found nothing wrong with my veins. Now they got to do the same scan and look at my arteries. Why they can't do it all in one scan, I don't know. I got to go back and get it rescanned again and figure out what the problem is.
I
Personal question, Jerry. Are you diabetic?
Yeah, of course I am. I'm fat and I eat too much garbage.
Yeah.
Type 2. And I've had
Circulatory issue. I see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had it years ago on my legs and it went away completely. And then it just came back on my one leg on the back side in a small area. Then it rolled around to the front, got bigger. It's extremely hot most of the time. And
Yeah, that could be a DVT. You need to get that checked right quick.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it checked right quick. And they done one scan on it and that took a long time to get done. Now she wants to get a scan done on my artery. I said, well, what happened if it gets really bad? Will I lose my leg? She said, yes. So that's what I was told.
Basically.
So
we see that all the time in orthopedics. Patients come in and they've lost their leg because diabetic circulation issues.
Mm-hmm. My wife's an ER nurse, so yeah. She was telling me about a doctor that was looking at a gangrenous leg because of diabetes, and the doctor was like, "Well, she's not going to be running away from her problems anymore. They have to amputate the leg."
Oh,
it's a rapid weight loss method, though.
Yeah,
that's why I'm losing weight. To be honest, is because I was born with a heart defect, and then I got a disease that damaged my heart, and
So was I. I was born with a heart defect.
Sorry?
I was born with a heart defect.
I got a nerve block in my heart.
I had a hole in my heart.
Ooh, that's
literally.
worse. Yeah.
So which one's the highest
2
score
hours.
with top drums?
Yep.
The nerve issue is probably worse because it's going to cause atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, I have a partial branch block in the right ventricle.
Oof.
Yeah, and then I got Rocky Mountain spotted fever. And I was 300 pounds with high cholesterol. And I figured if I want to live, I should lose some weight.
Yeah, good idea. That's what killed my brother. He had Lyme disease, got into his heart, and the doctor told him if you don't get a pacemaker, you're going to die one day. And he's, no, I don't want a pacemaker. So guess what happened?
Yep. I actually had Lyme and Rocky Mountain together, undiagnosed for like 6 months, 6 months. And that permanently did some changes to me.
I went to a dermatologist and she prescribed some cream that didn't help. She said, take this for a week on, a week off, another week, and then throw it away. That didn't help. And then she said, buy knee-high compression socks, a certain rating, which I bought, and I wear those. I had 2 pair. So I wear the one pair for 2 days, and then I wear the other pair for 2 days, and I end up doing laundry and rewash them. I don't currently have them on today, but I usually wear those. They're knee-high.
Yeah, after my trip to the hospital last year, I'm having to wear compression socks because of the DVT in my leg. Last year, I think that's everybody's ex.
No, I feel like I'm finally on my feet again after that, and then getting into a bad motorcycle wreck. So
we're all just having great years, aren't we?
Well, that was 2 years ago. I'm doing great now.
It was the deer 2 years ago? Or, no, the deer was more recent than that.
It's kind of like when I retired, everything goes to hell. So if you have a job and you're working, you're usually in pretty good shape. And you retire, you're not going 100 miles an hour, and then everything starts breaking down.
I'm temporarily retired.
Not by
choice.
I'm not retired by choice because I have to work. We need insurance.
Is somebody at a hospital, or is that a printer?
That's printers.
Okay. It almost sounds like a EKG beeping or something like that. Beep beep.
All those machines are a pain when they go off. You got to reset them. If the nurse don't come in, I had a nurse one time a couple of years ago. Show me what button to push, because if you move the wrong way, the machine goes off. And anyway, they showed me what to do, and I reset the machine myself over and over and over and over.
Yeah, if you occlude your arm, move your arm the wrong way, it occludes the IV drip, and then it starts screaming at you.
Yeah, 2019.
That is the Cobra.
First time I was in the hospital in 2019. The very first time, for the first 10 minutes, I go, wow, this is cool. I get to try out a hospital. And then, of course, it's not cool, but anyway. And the main reason the food is so bad in the hospital is the IV and all the different chemicals they're pumping in you affect your taste buds. I remember I wanted some M&Ms. My son brought me a bag, or I got them out of the machine, whatever. One M&M in my mouth, I had to spit it out. It was too sweet. And that's because the different chemicals they're pumping in my arm is screwing with my taste buds.
Doug, it was October, not this most recent year, but the year previous.
So October 23.
Year and a half, yeah.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, because Smurf 23 happened, so yeah. It was before Smurf 23. Yeah, crikey!
Yeah, my shoulder still hurts, and I still have to drink enough water to keep my adrenaline, my kidney happy. Or it hurts.
I mean, we have to drink enough fluids to keep our kidneys happy anyway, but...
Well, I have to drink a lot more water.
Are you frozen, Frag, or are you reading, staring at something?
I'm staring at the screen, listening to you guys.
Now you moved, all right.
Yeah, I'm focused in design world.
Yeah, you were.
Sci-fi panel suck.
He's jacked into the Matrix.
I am.
Oh, thank goodness. This has started.
He's just seeing the girl in the red dress, woman in the red dress.
Over and over and over.
What was that sci-fi show that they only had like 3 seasons out, where they had the big ring in space and they have to go through it to teleport?
Stargate?
Stargate?
No,
They had a
not
lot more
Stargate.
than 3 seasons.
No, the ring was in space. They had to fly through it.
The Expanse.
The Expanse, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent, yeah.
I think the beeping is coming from that guy Makes.
It is. It's my Cobra 3. I don't know.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Turn that crap off.
And we're 3
I thought it was somebody's smoke detector.
No, I hope not. No, it's the Cobra 3. It makes the motors whine. It's annoying.
I have to be on top of smoke detector batteries because my bird will start doing it.
Sorry, I'm back. Hello. For some reason, the Chrome tab decided to freeze on me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it would have happened with Firefox. So, you said you were doing sci-fi panels?
Oh, yeah. Doug, did you see his Defiant?
No.
Oh. If you don't mind, Greg.
I just got up and walked away.
Look at that.
Oh, that thing's kind of big.
Oh, that's
Damn.
great noise. Great noise.
Here, I'll show you. Hold on.
Is this a desk? Is this a computer case?
It's a computer case. So this is that's a scale toy from Playmates or whatever, right? So
Okay.
scale for
Yeah, that's a big project.
In a minute, my dogs are going to run outside. They're going to hear your cat. Start barking. We'll run outside and start barking at nothing.
Such a good noise of that table scraping on the floor. It's fantastic.
I know, right? Yeah, and it's concrete too, so.
Nikita, it's okay. It's on TV. It's okay. There she goes.
Okay. Now I need to find out what a Defiant is. It looks cool.
So,
It's
Frag,
a
that's
chip
going to
from
be a computer? That's going to be a computer?
computer case, yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Are you going to mount it on the wall, up and down? Or are you going to suspend it? Or
Oh,
how
it's
you
going to go on. Remember, I'm doing a DS9 desk as well, 6-foot diameter wood DS9 desk. So it's going to go on the pylon where it docks in. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I put a request for some printer block panels on that thing?
Some what?
Some printer block panels on that desk.
Well,
Just for, just doing cable management.
I'm gonna CNC it out of wood, so it's not gonna be 3D printed.
Oh no, I wasn't saying 3D print. It was 3D printed. We can make some panels that have some nice screw holes in them, so that you can have printer block cable management.
So I made well, one, you don't know what the Defiant is, so do you even know what the DS9 station looks like?
Derpy Sock 9. Derpy Socks, right?
Careful.
Do what?
Huge tracker.
Deep Space. It is I'm aware that it's a Star Trek spin-off.
Honestly,
while he's looking at Google right now.
You're getting my goat on purpose here, Doug.
Of course, Deep Space Nine is a Star Trek spin-off.
It's not a spin-off.
It's like Stargate. That's a Star Trek spin-off.
DS9 was
it's Star Trek. It's not a spin-off. A spin-off would be like if Spock didn't have his own show. That's a spin-off. It's a totally another story in the same universe.
The Orville's like a spin-off. Yeah.
No, that's not a spin-off either.
Places in this world that would be fighting.
You got a picture, Craig?
Of the desk?
Of what you want it to look like.
What do you mean, the desk? I have the desk in. I have the desk in Fusion. Let me pull up Fusion real quick.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, Frag. Let's not give Doug any more attention.
So the problem became, like my brain is wired for additive manufacturing. I'm not wired for, even though I worked in oil and gas and I had to go inspect CNC machines and things like that. Understanding the limitations of a CNC machine is way harder, in my opinion, than where am I going?
That and subtractive manufacturing, if you have an error, it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah, so it's a lot. So the other thing is I'm designing it like I'm designing a 3D print, but it can't print, right? So like the one ring is hollow. So I have to do it in two separate pieces because the mill can only go like this. So
So you don't have any bonus axis on your CNC then?
it's not a 5-axis. Correct.
Well, even 5-axis CNC machine can't do some of the stuff that 3D printers can.
Yeah. And that was so when I thought of this idea, initially I was going to print the desk. And then I thought that's going to be a lot of printing, like a lot of stuff. And I like to be grounded. Like whenever I do my sculptures, I try to do my resin and then I add like some wood or something that's, grounded in nature. And so, yeah,
I get it.
Okay.
Desks can take a lot of filament.
Let's go with sharing.
Even the screen mount's warped. Ah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow.
That'd make a really cool coffee table.
It's going to be a computer desk.
So you're gonna put a piece of glass over the top of it, or?
So the center hub is going to be this is going to be removable, and then the glass will go where the circle is, so that the monitors can be on there. And then when I have people over, I'll just take, like if I want to just have it as the display, I'll just take my monitors off and then put that centerpiece on, and it'll be lit. It'll be lit up.
Oh wow. I would think it would be awesome to make it as a coffee table and just put glass on top of the 3 pylons.
Up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have looked, but the reason I got this idea was because this guy did a 6 foot or 7 foot Lego DS9 station. Oh yeah, I forgot, Rob. You like Legos and stuff. So look it up. Like it's a DS9 Lego. It was a display, and I thought, well, one, that's awesome, and then they have the display in like a museum of the actual station that they used for the show, and I still thought to myself, this would be why aren't any of us doing this? And I guess I'm the only crazy one. And then so took a X amount of time to do the design, and then I said, you know what, I want to do it out of wood. Let's make it even more complicated. So then my buddy goes, hey, so my old computer was really good, and it was still good. It just I'd outgrown it. Tech wise, like, I needed a more powerful computer. And he had a computer from like 1998, like Windows like 7. Like it was just to run his printers. Like it was some crazy old. So I gave him my old PC, and he goes, well, I have this CNC machine over here. It's called an MP CNC. I don't know if you've heard it.
I made one.
Yeah, so it's an MP CNC with a jackpot board, and it was already together. So I basically had to build a shop desk or a shop table for it, and then so now I have to learn CNC to build the desk.
It's fun.
In my experience, though, you have to really want to learn. You have to really want to learn something that. Like in 3D printing, when I was designing, I really wanted to learn how to make something. So take that passion and it pushes you. If you're bored with something, you're not going to want to learn it. So I figured if I can make a 6 foot diameter DS9 desk, I could probably do anything with CNC.
Yeah, my first CNC was an MP CNC that I built. I got a bunch of videos on it a long time ago. Right now, I've got 2 CNCs from Jimitsu that are fairly small machines.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Jerry's because that's actually whenever I got that MP CNC, I was like, who do I know that's done this? And Jerry, you did it during the pandemic, like 2020, right?
No, I don't remember when I built it, but yeah, I think it was before that. Then I put an enclosure on it.
Yeah.
The noisiest part of a CNC is not if you use a spindle or a router, like a trim router, like a Makita or DeWalt, I prefer Makita. It's not the Makita that's real noisy. It's not the vacuum or your dust extraction that's real noisy. It's when your bit touches your wood. That's where all the noise comes from. When you're actually carving or engraving, that screams. And most of the time, you're going to want to wear earplugs or earmuffs. Like you go shooting, wear earmuffs. And always wear safety glasses because you don't want to break a bit or have something go flying across the room and hit you in the eye. It's rare that it could happen, but always wear safety glasses whenever you turn on your CNC.
Start with foam too.
What?
Start with foam too, so you can learn feed rates and stuff
that. Yeah. So that's another. Yeah. So right now, currently, I'm waiting on getting. Gotta get the money together to get bits, but it's all built. And to be honest with you, I wanted to get the ship done first before, and I probably should have done a small form factor or not a full blown ATX ship. Like I should have gone smaller, but it's massive and it's cool, so it is what it is.
As far as for feeds and speeds, I use Carveco Maker primarily. I pay $15 a month for it. Whatever bit I pick, I let it default to real conservative settings on my feeds. As far as for the speed on the Makita, if you've ever worked with power tools, when you turn that on, you can adjust it by ear because you don't want real fine sawdust. You want to have little tiny chips coming off of it. I usually like a 3 or 4 setting, but if you work with power tools a lot, you get to know what sounds about right. You can hit by ear, and you can do a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Chip size,
I'm
even
going-
the direction that you're feeding matters because the bit spins.
Yeah.
And if you're going quickly, your chip size going one direction will be different from using the other side of the bit because the bit is spinning.
And when you zero out your work, your X, Y, and Z, the number one thing a lot of people do at one point or another in their life, they forget to turn on their router when they start the job on their computer. And here, bit comes down, boom, snaps it because it wasn't running. You forget to turn your machine on. And I was running Candle. I usually use G-Sender for my controller software, but I was running Candle about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. And I'm in here in my computer room. I've got a camera set up in the free version of StreamYard, watching my work, so I can come in here in the house and be doing stuff while I monitor my job, because you don't want to ever leave a CNC unattended, because if the program shuts down and the bit's in the wood, it's going to sit there and run and run. Eventually, it's going to get hot and it can start a fire. You don't want to burn something down. And Candle, just out of the blue on my computer in the garage, it shut down. It just closed. I was in my work. I'm sitting there. I look at my monitor. My machine's not moving. The bit's running, so I run out there and shut it down. I had no trouble, but you gotta watch it. If you're not out there working, keeping an eye on it every so often in the garage, have a camera set up so you can constantly monitor it, because you're working with something that could potentially start a fire.
See, that's interesting, Jerry. When I built mine, I had my spindle controlled by the control board.
Yeah, well, you put a Makita router on it, it runs independently, and you got to manually turn it on and off.
I just put a relay. I just put a relay.
Router.
Yeah, I just put a relay controlled outlet in between it.
I do have a relay controlled outlet, but I've never hooked it up or tried to figure out how to make that work that way.
I'm really going to have to go back through your back catalog, Jerry, and look at your CNC stuff.
Okay. Now, I got like 500 videos on my channel. I got plenty of stuff to look at.
Because I've got some leftover frame of an Ender 3 that I am being an idiot, and I want to make into a basic CNC for just using a Dremel or something.
Guys on the guys on the it's not, the company's not called NPCNC, but I think it's something engineering. Those guys and their form were super nice. Like when I was, even though that CNC was pretty much built and all the parts were printed, because that's what it stands for, mostly printed CNC.
Take care, Phoenix.
I was running into the issues, and I got on the forum, and they were like, the guy who created it, he's on there all the time, and they were super nice. You know, the only thing I would say is that because they're, to Jerry's point he said earlier, they're from another country, I think Sweden. So whenever I was talking, they were like, "You need to calm down." And I'm like, "I'm not even mad, dude. Like, I'm just texting what's going on." They're like, "You need to just chill out and go have a Danish, and a coffee or something." And I'm like, like I'm fine. Everything's cool.
Having a Danish and a coffee is good advice anyway.
I thought the guy that invented it was in the U.S. He's at a lot of the shows. I can't think of his name offhand.
Really? Well,
BX Engineering or something like that?
Yeah, something engineering. All right. Well, I'm about to get off of here.
Well, I've been on for 3 hours, 18 minutes, 29 people watching. I think I'm going to raid out. Let me on Twitch, see who we got out there I can raid to. Let me see who's on.
I'll catch up.
If you're in the path of this winter storm, I hope you're prepared. Y'all be safe.
I have 3 generators.
I have solar and a battery, so I'm good.
That's better. Yeah.
Let's see. The Free Heathen is on. I'll raid in the Free Heathen. Let me get it set up.
All right. Well, Rob, hit me up if you want. I forgot what you
already
wanted
have.
to know. But you did?
Yeah, I did it. Like Jerry gave me your Facebook profile, and I like sent a friend request like an hour or 2 ago.
No, it doesn't show it.
Oh, I thought I did.
Oh, there it is. It just like kind of updated.
Cool.
All right, guys. I'm gonna raid into. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you, everybody. Please consider following. I'm gonna raid into Free Heathen, and we'll get that going right now. And we'll be saying goodbye here on YouTube in just a second. And I appreciate everybody coming on camera with me, being on. I appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll do this next Saturday if you're available. I'm always here, 12 from Pacific next Saturday. Here goes the raid on Twitch. So everybody on Twitch, have an awesome day.
Bye, Twitch.
All right, all thanks.
Watching on YouTube, take care, everybody. You have an awesome day. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much, everybody. Later now.